YouTube a little bit. All right, welcome in YouTube. Hello, welcome to the YouTube side of things. Hello, welcome to the show. I'm sorry for that little misstep on the intro. Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Parker, the Sports Commentator, your happy Google PNGTuber. Well, say hello to YouTube on Twitch chat. Say hello there. How are you all doing on both sides? How are you all doing? And welcome to the show. I am Parker, the Sports Commentator. I do a lot of stuff. I go from I do sports games, tech sim, and live action. So like Legend Bowl, Tecmo Bowl, I do Retro Bowl, I do Retro Bowl College, I do a wide variety of American football games, but I do also do basketball, Hoopland, which is actually going to be, speaking of which, on the YouTube side. If you are watching on my side, I'm going to tell you guys a special treat. In days before the Go Home show, on the Twitch side only, because it seems like I'm only going to do the Go Home show on the Twitch side only, for the first time ever, in the 28th of Tuesday. That is right, on the 28th of Tuesday, you guys get an edited version of the entire MMA Basketball League championship game. No. Well, and what I'm probably going to do too is the Umusume segment is going to be there, and the card game in a separate segment. Now, why am I doing that? Well, it is because there was a lot of shenanigans in that stream, a lot of funny shit, and a lot of funny stuff in it. So, at least like I'm going to try my darnest to at least make the content look great. So that is that. And yeah. So yes. Also, for those who come in on Twitch, thank you guys for coming in. And also, if you are interested, I am going to go ahead and do, for the first time ever, for those who do support my content, if I can find, go ahead and go to, I think it's going to go, can I edit the description? Let me look. Hold on a minute. I want to do something real quick. Hold on just a minute, guys. I'm going to give you guys an extra description on the, but also, we are going to, turn that off real quick. There we go. Let me go ahead and give you guys, is there a way I can edit the thing here? Let me look. Can I? Hold on a minute. Please do not tell me. Please do not tell me I got to go back in the studio and then do it. Yes, I can. I have to. Okay, cool. I mean, it's not too bad. I'm not going to complain about it. But yes, this will be a live stream where you guys get to watch and re-archive. And also, that's cool. I can also do a shareable link. Okay, here we go. Join the Vocaloid Kingdom Discord. There you go, guys. For those who do want to join the Discord, you're welcome to come in. I do need to. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Thank you guys for coming into the channel. Whether you're on Twitch or you're on other areas, thank you for coming in. And like I always said, if you're interested in joining this community, go ahead and drop a follow on the YouTube side of things as well. Go and drop a follow there if you like the good short form content, if you will. Meanwhile, here on the Twitch side, we do play a lot of other variety of games such as Fortnite. We do also do a lot of games like Minecraft, Hytale, Power World. I do a bunch of other variety of games than just sports games. I am a sports fan to the point. I am a diehard Japanese sports fan. That is correct. And if you don't believe me, I will tell you the games I have on my library, on my Steam a little bit. Let me go ahead and give you guys that real quick. It's on my Steam, so I might as well just read you some of the games that are in there. I do have College Bowl. I got College Wrestling Manager, which I actually did a stream a while back on the Twitch end, which I don't know if it's still out on the world, but if not, that just means I'll just have to make a redo or kind of like a redo stream. on that series, which is fun. I got Great Iron Masters 98, which I love. Tech mobile theme games, retro theme games are the heart and soul of this channel. I do also got Hoopland. I got Horse Racing Manager here in the channel. I just also got Idle Manager, which is, yes, it's a game I'm actually considering coming back soon in the channel. Legend Bowl, we also got. Now, I did, however, did a stream game called Legend of Keepers, which is like a dungeon, but you get to be the monsters. You get to be the monsters who fight the warriors, basically. Mars Horizon, which is a Mars-based game. Mugenics, like the cat genetics game. New Star Grand Prix, North Star Soccer. I do a bunch of games like Power World, Papa Pizzeria, Poker Night in the Inventory, Rebel Inc. I did once. I had Retro Rewind, which that series will be back soon. Super Battle Golf is coming soon. Super Good Baseball 3 and 4 coming soon. Tavern Master, Teteria, Umasume has been a concurrent thing on the channel here on Twitch, but it will definitely be a current thing on the YouTube side as well. Warside, I did it once as well. I have a bunch of games I have played along the way, and there's more to come here on the series. I will say Idle Manager has been a game I definitely want to go back and redo because, boy, I sucked at. I really was awful in that game. I sucked. And now, trust me, I'm my own self-critic, so trust me, you can do whatever you can look at it, however you look at it. But anyway, welcome to the stream, guys. And if you like my content, don't forget, like I said, support me anyway. Lurking is always appreciated. You guys are always awesome. I do also need to. Oh, I do need to. I want to go ahead and promote my thing real quick. So hold on just a minute, guys. I'll be right back in a little bit. I do need to work on some things. But yes, guys, YouTube is officially going to be in the channel. Yes. So yes, this is a completely but yes, I'm officially live here on the YouTube and Twitch side. So if you do like, I do also want to do some real quick. Forgot some. But yes, today we got a bunch of games I gotta play. A bunch of awesome stuff, awesome, amazing stuff, and I got a lot. Also, I got some amazing news to share with you guys. Because after all, we're here for the chit chatter, but also we're here for all the support. So, if in case you didn't know, I said, you know what, guys? I don't know if I can do any sports games. Well, we got two of them today. We got the commissioner mode, football commissioner mode. I just actually found this one pop up to my feed on my Steam thing. On my Steam browser, and said, hey, let's try this game. So yesterday I played this game out and boy, it was an awesome game. It's actually gonna be a game. I think it should be a series here on the YouTube side. I'm gonna be a little blunt. I think I'm gonna do is have 2 streams once every week. So we'll have one YouTube stream a week and 4 Twitch streams a week, probably. I'll probably say 5 a week, as I usually do by schedule. Now, some people may ask me, why is this the case? Well, it is basically gives people, if they ever want to know what's going on, they're welcome to come to the YouTube side, let's say. Or I will also do a multi-stream thing. I'm going to try, this is my first time doing it for such a long time. So, definitely it is a test to see how people like it. And like I said, this is just a kind of a run to see if people like the idea of doing it. And so far, I'm really I like the idea. I like it so far. It is at first it was a pain. It was at first a pain to deal with. It was one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's gonna take some work to get into the thick of things. But But on the bright side of it, though, at least you guys get a little bit of a glimpse to what but hold on just a minute, guys. I'm gonna do. Oh, okay, I am live with some football commissioner and some what was it? What's in my mind? Oh, what's it called? Championship Wrestling Promoter. Championship Wrestling Promoter. Come on in. And that's on the YouTube side, so don't worry about it being here. So, alright, got that posted. We are live. Yes, we are live on the YouTube side. That's the last thing I'm going to say. But anyway, yeah, guys, today we are here. Well, let's chat first before we get to it. So, first things first, let's talk about upcoming content. Because it's the brand new week before the Go Home show on Tuesday/Wednesday. Now, I'm going to be doing a special stream on the YouTube side on Wednesday. Yes, I'm doing a special stream on the Wednesday on the YouTube side. On Thursday, I gotta get ready to get going for Friday, where I'll be on the bus on Friday on the way to the event. So, and I'm only gonna be there for a couple of days, and then I'll be back officially streaming on Monday. So, it'll be also gonna be mostly on the weekend. I'm gonna be on the bus on pretty much later in the week. Now, why am I telling you guys this in a very early period? Well, it is basically me telling you guys that this week is the complete full week before the convention next week. As many of you know, I have officially announced it. Yes, I have officially announced it, and I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of the thumbnail or the official graphic if I can find it for you guys. If not, I'll just find it myself. I really don't care. So I officially said a while back, if I can really find the picture, it'll be really nice if I can find that picture, because I kind of announced it a while back, and you guys deserve that picture one last time. If I can find picture, that would be great. Oh, by the way, I do got a new emote, official new emote, and that's right, guys, new emote, new me, and it's officially the femboy stuff. That's right. And also, by the way, if you don't know me, I'm a femboy myself. So if you have any questions femboy related, you're welcome to ask me. I'm not going to judge you guys. You all are welcome to comment and join and ask any questions as always. Because as always, I always feel like, you know, people are curious about some things about me. I always say that, you know what I'm saying? I always have, and I always will. I guarantee I'll have some questions that are involved. But before we do get into that, I do need to find... Hold on, man. Before we I probably need to go into my Discord real quick for one last time before we get into this. So, but yes, that is right, guys. It is gonna be an awesome stream, and like I said, like I said, guys, this is going to be an awesome event for you guys if you're in the SFL, which I'm going to do. Let me see real quick if I can go ahead and copy them. Let me do it this way. But yes, guys, it has just been a very crazy week here on the show. And also, I will say to you guys, this convention is unlike any other conventions. So here we go. I gotta do something real quick. There we go. I do want to get rid. There we go. Oh, that was a good pop too. Also, I do have a disability. I do have scoliosis. I am also part of, I have ADHD and autism and all that kind of stuff too. So like I said, anything so yeah, it's just been a crazy I'm just right now trying to do a lot of stuff, just there we go. But yes, guys, let's talk about something I think deserves its own. Let's go ahead and talk about it, because you know what, you guys, as much as I myself I talk about these things, but this SL convention, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Now, I'm not gonna be on the first day. Now, the first day on Saturday, I'll go ahead and just read you guys what the schedule's gonna be like in the next week. Now, if you don't know, it is going to be a special week, because special weekend to be exact. It is basically, if you don't know, it has been one of those things where it is one of those things where you have to be there to enjoy the moment. You have to be there for the event. And they do got bingo. They got bingo event. They got a Hall of Fame speeches, all that kind of stuff. So it's just like going to the NFL Canton, Ohio Hall of Fame event. Now, some people may ask you, why am I going to this event? Well, if you don't know me, before I became a PNGTuber officially, I was really on the more of the thinking process of this event. Think about this. And I was like, you know what? I might as well go to the event if it's want to do something special. And I'm officially announcing I'm going to this event because this is a very big deal. It is a very big deal. It is one of those things. It's one of those things where you kind of have to, again, you have to be there, and I don't know what is happening. Okay. Also, sorry, I just had to see what was going on there. But anyway, yes. I was like, what was going on? I was like, I don't know what just happened there, but never mind. So, but yes, I'm officially on YouTube side, and I am planning on kind of doing this kind of YouTube Twitch thing for this week and next week. Monday and Tuesday will be Tuesday will be a Twitch only stream. So this Monday will be multi-stream Monday. So you guys will be getting different games once a week. You guys will also be getting kind of like a inner glimpse of what kind of content I do. So if you guys ever have questions, you're welcome to ask. I'll look at it in the YouTube chat then and there. I won't be seeing you all the time, but it's there for a reason. So you guys get to read and all that. So it is what it is with that. And then, okay. But yes, thank you guys for coming in. I greatly appreciate you all coming in. I greatly appreciate you all. Now, with that being said, I will also say about this convention, the convention itself, okay? Now, I already said there's a bingo event. They got all this stuff. We also got a fight football event. Sadly, I won't be there. Now, the doctors did say that I'm 100% to compete in this thing, but I told my doctors I won't be competing in more of the physicality events, the physical events, because it was just not for me. And they said, that's okay, and that's fine. That is your choice, and that is, I would understand why. Let's talk about why that is, too. So, for the YouTube side, if you don't know, and I kind of said this before earlier on the stream today, that I did admit I have scoliosis. I have a disability. I'm a disability PNGTuber. I'm a humanoid for a reason. I'm a vocaloid slash humanoid femboy for a reason. I am part of the LGBTQ community, and I'm always very happy to be part of those communities along the way. And I'm always very happy to get to that kind of content. But that's not the entire point, and that's not the point of why I want to talk about this situation. In case you didn't know, my X-rays have been delivered to me a month or two ago. The X-rays have shown that my back in the next 2 years, it could be really from normal, like my scoliosis is 100% temporary right now, which is why I'm taking this MRI in a couple of months. Now, date-wise, I really don't know, but that's also why I shared the Discord. Keep you guys up to date, keep you guys on the loop. Because in a couple of months, I gotta take an MRI. And I don't want you all to come in here, support me, and then 2 months in, you're like, huh, where's Parker? I thought he's gonna go live, and then I send you y'all a message like, hey guys, to let you know I'm taking an MRI, I need some time to rest before the next day, blah, blah, blah. Take the MRI the next day, no stream either. No, I mean, do you see my point? That is why I'm doing this Discord thing. It basically keeps you guys up the loop. I think you guys deserve that, and I think also I want to give you all my community a lot of leniency, and a lot of transparency. I think being transparent and honest and just being open about things like this is very important. The scoliosis I have, it is right now moderate slash severe. If you don't know how severe it is, I will find a way that can show you guys a drawing of how severe the scoliosis is. I'll go ahead and show you guys. Hold on just a minute. I think there's a way I can do this. Yep, draw. There we go. I'm gonna do LibreOffice and just give you a demonstration. If I can give you all a demonstration of how severe this scoliosis is. Now, keep in mind, viewer discretion is advised for this segment. So just bear with me when it comes to this, because this is important. I think do we have a screen capture? I guess not. Okay, cool. Good to know, at least. Windows, LibreOffice. Okay, guys. This is LibreOffice. So bear with me when I show you guys this. All right. How do I close this? Could I close it this way? Yes, I cannot. I can't. Okay. Could I close the toolbar? Yes, I can. Okay, cool. I'm going to insert this, and then I just need to find the drawing part, because that is what I'm aiming for. Format. Because I'm here for the drawing part. I'm going to show you guys how severe is the okay, here we go. Line, maybe. Yeah, we'll do that. Line, continuous, yes. Cap style, end style. No, we're not doing that. Line style, arrow style. No, we're not doing that. Line. No, we're not doing that. Is there a draw? I swear there was a draw once a long while back. Area, alt text, tools, media player, development tools. I swear, I saw there was one time you can actually draw stuff. I swear you can. Okay. No. Okay. Maybe layout, maybe review. Oh, maybe it's yeah, drawing. There we go. There's the drawing bar. Okay. There we go. This is better. I'm gonna give you guys just black for this one. I'm gonna show you guys how severe this is. So I want to show you guys how severe this is. Now, this is what the doctors, and I remember what it looks like. Now, this, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys. So, this is the shoulder. I'm just going to make this a little bigger. Okay. No, I want to draw it. Yes, draw it, please. And then we need to... Let me draw it. Okay. So... This is the body. And then I need to draw... Yes. So keep in mind, this is not the best body. So, this is your shoulder blade. I'll give you the shoulder blade real quick. So, shoulder blade. Shoulder blade. I think I can do this, right? Can I copy it? Yes, I can. Oh, sweet. All right. This is the shoulder blades for both sides. So, there's a reason why I show you guys this. So, shoulder blades. Actually, I should probably smaller that a little bit and kind of go like this, because this is important. Now, this is actually the doctor's reasoning. Okay, now this is the neck right here. This is my head. This is the reason. I'm going to show you guys the reason why I have this. I have the scoliosis. Now, according to doctors, now this is the lower spine to the top spine. Okay. Now, do you see something wrong here? Do you see something wrong here, chat? Do you see something wrong here? Chat. Do you see something wrong here? Okay. So, doctors have told me, do you see this little tip over here? I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you guys a little bit like a drawing of itself. You see it right here? See it right here? That little tip? You see that little, if I can zoom it in for you guys, so that'll be a little better for you guys so you can get to see it. Can I zoom it? I can, right? Yep. I'm going to zoom into 78. Do you see this little tip? It touches the shoulder blade. Now, from the last time, this is the last time, okay? This is the last, that was the last x-ray. But we don't know if it was good where it's like this, where it's like this, which, or sorry, I gotta move. I have to move maybe to this. Like it kind of, you know, like kind of like went like. Okay, let me do this better. Let me redraw it better. It went from kind of like this, where it's not touching the shoulder blade as much, but there's pain to it. Or it went from normal, to worse. Now, keep in mind, this is why this MRI is a thing right now, in the picture. And I am not going to save that, but I'll definitely will. I am not saving that. But yes, guys, yes, chat, yes. YouTube and Twitch, you guys get to see a visual of what the doctor's been saying and why this has actually been a thing. So, and I can actually try to go ahead and try to show. And then let me. It's a really good. It's a very good depiction. Now, I'll give you that much. I can go ahead and close that. But yes, guys, that is what happened to my scoliosis. Yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't a very fun experience, and it wasn't something I really wanted it to happen. It was actually a thing that happened since age 14, age 15, 14, 16ish. I originally found it out back in high school in general, and it was something it really required PT the first time. If you didn't know, I had to take PT. And you have to keep in mind, PT isn't like the isn't the health pill that you would take and think it will help you forever, right? Not all medicine is going to cure you for the longer term, and there's no long-term solution when it comes to stuff like I have to deal with, and that's one of the biggest downsides to stuff like that. But yeah, so the doctors have said, if you are ever curious, if you're ever curious to why I'm showing you all this, PT did say, good news though, I'm officially 100% to be cleared to the event. That's the good news. Now, some people may ask me, okay, then why are you brought this whole like X-ray look like thing? Well, remember that tip hit the shoulder blade. Doctors have told me in a couple years it could be to the point where I can be injury permanently paralyzed if it is not get taken care of. And as of right now, in a couple months, as I said, this is also why I wanted to enter the Discord. Let you guys get informed, be educated, help you guys know what's going on. It's also get you guys up to date of when I'll be streaming, when I'm not be, when I'm available here on Discord, stuff like that. Because in a couple months after August, it is official that on some Monday or Tuesday sometime, I'll be going to take an MRI scan. Don't know when, don't know how, but it is an official event. It is an official thing. I have to keep you guys in the loop. And plus, it's something that needs to be discussed in general because, it is what it is when it comes to that. But, yes, guys, we are officially live on both channels. Thank you guys for coming in. Like I said, I know I'm already off to some heavy stuff here, but you know what? We're going to do it anyway. We're doing this anyway. But you know what? I think it's enough time for the talk. I think it's enough talking time. I think we're going to go ahead and get into some games. How do you all feel about that, chat? How do you all feel about that on the YouTube side? Also, if we're on Twitch, say hi to YouTube. Hi, YouTube. But also for YouTube, say hi to Twitch. So hello on both sides, because we're going to get started on one of our new games. That is right. It is I'm just going to put in games and demos because that is what we're going to do. We're going to call it games and demos for this one because it seems like to me, you know how Twitch is. Sometimes, they don't allow games that are on all Steam. So, okay, sure. But welcome. We got a new series here on the channel. And it's on both sides of, well, probably is going to be mostly going to be aim focused. And I don't know why it's not allowing me. Okay, settings, presets. Is there a way I can actually go minimize maybe? Oh yeah, I can. Okay, cool. Let's go to the gaming screen here. And then we're going to go to the screen capture. And then we're going to go with the football commissioner mode. Welcome, everybody, to football commissioner. And this is the game. This is what it officially looks like. And welcome to the kind of series to this. Welcome in. And as I kind of said, this is a new game I kind of wanted to play for you guys. And it is a little bit of a new game that they the dev at the time announced it. And we're going to do a new game this week. We're not going to load the game. We're going to be doing a new game because that's how I feel. Now, this is a game I really want to play for you guys. And this is only for one reason only. Basically, you can actually create a spring lead. And what we're going to do is, we're going to be doing it's going to be a 12 team league with 12 games. Actually, it's going to be 8 teams. And we're going to call it the Anime Football League. As on the YouTube side of the title. Because I kind of went a little vague on the Twitch side. Because you know how that is. You know how that goes. But so you can create like lead, you can create teams, you can even randomize it. And I'll show you guys, for example, Parkersburg, West Virginia, Parkersburg Lightning, for example. I like the color scheme. Do not get me wrong. I do want to change it a little bit. A little bit of a gold. I want to add this to it as a gold. So gold, and I'm going to change this to a darker blue. So like kind of like a West Virginia colors, but more of like black and yellow instead of like a bluish with yellow. It's gonna be like kind of like this kind of mix. So kind of like this kind of mix. So and the stadium's gonna be like 10,000 seats, so not too much. The next team is Oregon Springfield Summit. I like the color scheme. It's a very nice little color scheme, and I like what they kind of did for this one. So it is what it is for that one. So it looks very nice. So I like the scheme and the kind of the look into this. So I kind of like it. It is what it is. So but yeah. Next up, we got team number 3, New Jersey Patterson. I do want to change it to like Jersey City or Atlantic City. Yeah, Atlantic City Shogun. I like that. Atlantic City Shogun will be the official team name. I am going to change a little bit of the color scheme to like a kind of like a neon pink and then kind of like a gray, like kind of like this kind of gray. Change it to this kind of grayish a little bit, and then kind of like a dark gray as a secondary, but then keep changing this one to like a lighter green, like something like kind of like this kind of dark green. So take it as it may. Indiana, Indianapolis, we're going to change that one. Norman, Oklahoma, that's a good one. Norman, Oklahoma, never had a football team ever. So that one looks really cool. I mean, the color scheme is there. I can see where it's coming from that kind of perspective. So team number 5, Maryland, Gettysburg. Now, I'd like to see if like Maui, Rockville, Gettysburg, Hagerstown. I think Gettysburg would be a good one because it's a medium market interest. And the market size, I mean, it's 68,000 people. So it's like, people can come in these games like no problem, right? And some of these towns are like 270,000. Some of them are 61,000. Some of these are 92,000. Like, you would think and look back to these teams like, oh, okay. They actually have that popularity. So already 2 from the West, 2 for the East. So actually 3 from the East. So now we need 1 from the West. Wyoming Gillette. Actually, that's a good one. The Gillette Reapers. I like that color scheme. It's like a purple. I actually want to change this to like a gray, like kind of like a lighter gray a little bit. Make that like a lighter gray, purple, and then change this to like an absolute pink. That would be a great mix. I mean, that's a perfect mix to what you want on the west side. So, and then New Hampshire Concord Steelers. That's a good, interesting one. Like a goldish and then with a brown. And then you can put that with black and then you're perfect. Make that look like Pittsburgh Steelers, but not like the same kind of carbon copy. So, kind of like being creative a little bit out of the box. And then for Maryland, I will say for Corsairs, I think the biggest thing I want to do is like a blue. So like a blue, a steel, like a kind of like a lighter steel blue. So blue, like a darker blue, steel blue, and then change this to like a white. Like change that to a complete another white. That would make it nice. Norman photons. I mean, it's like what? Purple, a light, like a lighter green, like kind of like something like that kind of green would kind of mix it up a little bit. The Shogun, I really don't know this I always have this bad feeling about this this one, so I'm gonna change it to a lighter purple. The Summit looks great. I think it just needs a little bit of that light gray because you already got the blues are gonna mix well with the gray, that one particular gray. Because if you imagine what a Summit is, right? It's a mountain. So there you go. And then the lightning, that is perfect for its own. And then you got like maybe what you can do for the lightning part, you can actually have something like this, where it's like an orange, a yellowish, and a blue. So it's perfect. It's like that man in heaven. It's perfect. And then New Hampshire, and then one more for the West. Oh, look at that, the Kalispell Panthers. Okay, I like this. This is a really nice one. Now for this one, for Kalispell, we're going to be going a gray, a little bit like a, well, actually, what we can do for this one, just like, and yes, we all know the Mr. Hurricane series. If you do not know, look them up. They're a really good channel. They're good. They're awesome. But this one is going to be the Kalispell, not Warhawks, but it's the Panthers. So it's a little bit going to be a different scheme. It's a different scheme to what I'm going to be aiming for to the channel. So like a purple will look nice, a purple and a teal, and then this would be like kind of like a lighter green, like kind of like a mint green, something like that. Because so it would mix well with the outfit. So that is the setup the entire way. But yes, guys, this is the official setup. 8 teams, and we are ready to roll. And I like this. This is a very nice. It's a very nice little look. A very nice start to the lead. 8 teams to start this lead. And the 2026 offseason is underway here to start this series. And here we go. Welcome to Anime Football League. The league is just built. The franchises are set, and the 2026 season is just around the corner. Before you get advanced to week 1, take a moment to familiarize yourself with every section lead off as revenue. So we're going to get into these. Revenue depends on the attendance at broadcasting deals, sponsors, and merchandise. Run ad campaigns to gain fans who will watch and attend the games. Team salaries correlate to how good the football is, which is critical for fan enthusiasm. Set all values for merch, tickets, and salaries before advancing. Otherwise, no review will be made. To start, maybe keep salaries low. Paying players is the largest expense. Maybe focus on establishing a fan base first. Expect to lose money in the first few seasons, but if you manage to lead well, profits will come. The schedule has been generated automatically, and good luck, Commissioner. The lead is watching. All right, we're going to start. We're going to start with merchandise first. Before we get into anything. By the way, the final 2 champions of this very first season, aka the very first episode here in this series, will be kind of like a test run. So I'm gonna bump this down to $23, and we're gonna bump this down to $40. So we're gonna do like $40 a bump down for sweaters, and then for hats we're gonna do at least a $26.50 with tax. And like I said, they're not gonna be big margins. Like, look at this. This is not gonna be big margins. They're not gonna be big margins to what you want, but so I'm probably gonna do actually $26.50. How much would be if I wanted? Yeah, I mean that looks pretty good. I mean, that sounds about right. You would want to have like a 50% margin on this stuff. And then we're going to bump this up to 47 at least. So 27.33. Say the prices on that sounds about right. Now, next up, marketing. Now, marketing in this game alone does have some different kind of way you have to do it. Now, you can do a social media campaign, which basically you can gain fans, all of that, or you can go a commercial campaign, which is broad TV and streaming audience. I wanted to go with the social media campaign first, but I kind of did was I decided not to go there. I want to go to the TV audience. This is going to basically help us get sponsorships. See, like you get Thornton Solutions, you can sign a deal with them. You can stand a couple deals. I'm gonna try and get a couple of them, like consulting and a solutions one, which is pretty gonna be great because now we don't have to worry about it. Now. Also, do you see how this like broadcasting deal is important? This is basically just like Fire Pro Wrestling World, where if you didn't see that series enough, go check that out on the YouTube side. That's going to be important later on. That is going to be an important thing on the series as we go along to the series. Also, by the way, chats, if you do not see me react to you guys, it's because basically I couldn't see you guys in chat. So hold on just a minute. I'm going to read you guys in the chat in a humble minute. So please be patient. I love you guys. Just remember that. I love you all. You all are awesome. Just bear with me because it's going to be me explain you guys something that's going to be important once you get into this game. It's a really fun game. You like the business side, like being in the gist of sports business. By the way, this is what sports business is all about, by the way. Basically ticket sales, merchandise, player salaries, media, everything is all about in this series. It's kind of like a little bit like a fun course for me to play with you guys because you guys get to see what a failed one looks like and what a successful one looks like. So who knows? Hopefully at the end of the day this will help you, and maybe who knows, this will help you become a sports businessman someday. Hopefully this would kind of help a little bit in those things. So hopefully that will be the case. I do want to do also, hold on just a minute real quick. You want to make sure, yep, okay, we're good. Try to look at both chats for you guys, so YouTube real quick. But yes, guys, thank you guys for coming in. I greatly appreciate you guys coming in to this channel. As I always say, you know, like I said, if you like my content, you're welcome to come in because I do want to look at yourself in the YouTube chat. Okay. All right. Cool. Nice. I just look at both chats. So, like I said, you're welcome to come say hi in the channel. You're welcome to say hi in the chat. Thank you all for coming into that. Now, bad to say, so we got marketing, we got merchandise. Next up, viewership. Now, this is where I love. This is actually the numbers geeking me. TV ratings and stadium attendance. Now, if you don't know, stadium attendance and they also have a team history. So, if like let's say you want to know like how a team did with stadiums, for example, you want to know what happened, for example, there is that. But it's kind of fun because now you get to know how teams fare, what cities work well, what programs won't, what things do. It's kind of like what works, what fails, right? After all, this is gonna be something like, I feel like this is gonna be an interesting thing because now the TV ratings is gonna be fun as well because we get to see the numbers and all that jazz. Next up, and finally, the analytics. Now, this is the kind of like this is where like all your total revenue comes in, like team sponsorships, league sponsorships, concessions, merch, TV broadcasts, and tickets. Meanwhile, you got stadium operations, player salaries, coaching staff, lead ads, team ads. That is where all this is. Now, let's get into the salary. Now, as of right now, I'm aiming for kind of like a, you know, and this has been something on my mind for quite some time. And this has been something this has been something I really thought about. And this has been something on my mind. This has been something the goal is, now, the commissioner budget is like 24 million. I cannot afford that. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to have a team payroll of $1 million per team. So meaning some of these guys are probably not going to get as much money for the players, but if we're going to look at the salary expense, right, we can go at least 9 million, at least. That's mostly the goal. At least $200,000 for the coaching staff salaries. I'm saving all this because that would help us in a way, because now we can look at these things and do the numbers and say, okay, this is a start. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how much that kind of follows. And we'll see how these 8 teams become successful, because this thing could actually tank. Who knows? This thing can actually tank. Who knows? After all, this is going to be a 10-game season. So, hope for the best, I guess. That's hopefully for the best, is we get this thing under the roll. Now, we can review the teams. So, we can look at this. So far, okay, we can look at team sponsorships. Let's sign a deal with them. Team sponsorships would be great because everybody can get a team sponsorship. I think that would be great. Foxborough Capital, we'll get them signed here. So Atlantic City, Concord, okay, Gaithersburg. 5 weeks or 2 weeks. We'll sign a deal for them on that. That would be great because now they don't have to worry about it. Gillette Reapers and Gillette, Wyoming. They can go Kingston Consulting, or Kingston Enterprises. Sign them that. Kalispell, Montana. I would like to see them do a 3-week deal with Meadowbrook Industries. So that would be great. The Norman Photons. We'll probably go in and give all of them a short deal, because at this point in time, I always feel like that would help a lot of these teams first and see what works and what doesn't, and see what really becomes successful and what doesn't. That is just the truth, and we'll see how these things go. Now, next up, we're going to start off, and this is already off on a really good start. We're already going to go buy we'll start buying billboards. It's not going to be much, but it's cheaper this way. It's about $3,000. About $3,000 for that one. Gillette Reapers, that is like $23,000. Like I said, this is going to be a very big deal now, because now I have to keep an eye on these things and basically keep an eye on, fan base, because at the end of the day, if we can start making this fan base work well, we can actually become successful. So Parkersburg looks great. Springfield, like I said, I'm going to start with the billboard and see what people like, what they don't like. So that is how I am. So everything else, like TV deals, all that jazz, I will not going to worry about much, because that is not what I'm aiming for. So let's begin with the very first game in league, the very first games in league history. And we're going to start off with the weeks 1. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, manage the lead rules. Okay. This is interesting. So you can add expansion franchises. Yep, 12 games per season. 12 games per season, 2 playoff teams. Yep, everything looks great. Now, let's advance the week and let's get underway here. Now, Excuse me. First off, we got the Parkersburg, West Virginia Lightning against the Gillette, Wyoming Reapers. Everyone's been talking about it. Everyone's from, Stadium Noise, Draft Guru. A lot of fans are liking it. Liking the games. But our first ever game in league history, Gillette, Wyoming. Wow, they did really good on that. I mean, they did really good. 27-7. Not too shabby. I mean, they did really good. So far, so good. Next up, Atlantic City and Springfield. Atlantic City beats Springfield, and the good news is a lot of people are liking it. I mean, 295 people attended. That's not surprising that people do not want to go to these games, but it's brand new. It's a brand new lead. It's like, what do you expect, right? Kalispell and Norman, Oklahoma. Man, Kalispell pulls off the win against Norman in a very tight game. Nice game. Yeah, it was not a great TV broadcast, but at least people came into kind of like there's some attendance. It seems like there's people liking the attendance. 88 sold. 32 sold on the premium and 13 club tickets. It doesn't look too bad. 448 broadcast viewers. That doesn't look too shabby. So, already on a hot start. Already we're kind of an interesting start so far. And then the final game, Concord Steelers and Gettysburg Corsairs. All right, and we had an instant classic on this one, 27-17, kind of more of a high scoring one, and 330 viewers. Not a lot of viewers, but we'll see how these things go in the next 12 weeks. Like I said, we'll see how those things go in the next 12 weeks. Like I said, it's gonna be a long season. But we already been making fans, 1,077 fans already into this first week. We actually been looking great. Analytics wise, yes, we're at a loss. We're operating at a loss. We are at least making $113,000 at least. I always look at it that way. It seems like people are liking it. People are kind of wanting to get in the deals, and that's great because now people are interested. Now, the question is, are people going to be interested as we get into the next weeks? Because once we get into that, that's going to be the biggest deal. That's going to be the biggest kind of thing. And like I said, this is going to be like $1 million in lead advertising, 209,000. I mean, that's a lot of money. And already, player salaries are not that much right now. So, already not in a really good loss, but the way I see it, it's still a plus for the fact that people like it. Plus, people are buying t-shirts, sweatshirts, and hats. So, at least there's a profit to it. People are starting to like that. There's a recognition to the lead so far for the first week. So, at least people are interested. Now, get into the next week. Now, anonymous sponsor offer. Anonymous contracts offer you a lead of a lump sum sponsor worth of $2 million. The offer could be genuine or a scam. If it turns out to be fake, the negative price will cost us some fans. And it looks like there's a 50-50, and I am declining that because when I played this the first time, it didn't go well. So we're not doing that, and we're not going to hurt our season of play. So we're going to play a little bit more smarter when it comes to it. Now, as of right now, it seems like also we're having people interested still. I mean, look at our first week. Look at our viewership. 714 in attendance, 295, 166, 133. First week doesn't look too shabby. And it looks like the Kalispell game looked like a very interesting on the TV rating specter. So not too shabby on the TV ratings already in this first week. Doesn't look too shabby, doesn't look too bad. I mean, I could have seen worse. I have seen leagues like the USFL just really didn't do well in their first season. So You know what I mean? I've seen worse. I've seen a lot worse than this. So I kind of look at it as a positive. Like I said, you always want to look at a positive, always, especially in the business standpoint, because any kind of enthusiasm at that point, people are going to be kind of, you know what I mean? People are going to like, you know, if you're like, if the way I look at it, and this is the kind of a mentality thing in business, is you always want to look at the positive things, even if they just don't go well, right? It is what it is. It's the business, right? It's just, you know, for sports industry, it is like, I always think of it like this. Sometimes when you're operating at a loss, it is what it is. You got to run with the show with it. You got to run like it's a theater, right? The show must go on until it ends, right? So, all right, good so far. We got some. I mean, we are already in a good situation. Let's launch our lead advertisement, commercial campaign. I'm not interested in any of this kind of stuff. Nothing new so far. Let's look at the teams so far. Merchandise wise, I'm going to lower the cost a little bit. So I'm going to aim for like a 2140. And I'm going to 35.36. And I'm going to go down to like a kind of like a weekly deal where it's going to be like $23, like $22. It's not going to be a big profit margin, but you have to look at it on a bigger scale. So, and also people are really liking the total unit. Wow, people are really like loving it. So already people are loving it to gold. So that's great. Now, okay, so standings wise, here is the first week of standings already so far. If the championship was today, is Atlantic City and Concord. So first ever, you know what I mean? If this was the first ever championship, you know how it is. Now, final thing we need to do is manage the teams. So we need to go to the first set. So tickets and pricing, we do need to go with kind of concession stand a little bit. We're going to go a little bit down. We're going to go to $4. You know, who wants a $4 hot dog, right? We're just going to do pizza. We're going to do a $5 pizza. I mean, and then for a soda, a $2 soda. Again, stuff like that is what people want, right? It's what people want. And like I said, this would be great because now, you know, 327. You know, let's see here. There we go. It's $5, $3. And then for regular dollars will be a $23, has a couple dollar discount, and then we'll have a $50 for premium, and for club we're going to do $100 just for club because that is, you know, how that goes. You know, that's what people want. So, and then for advertisements, we're going to go with billboard. So we're always going to go to. You always want to have your little prices want to go low because you never know, because people want something, right? You want to go down a little bit on the tickets. So, and I'm going to go $40 for the premiums, and then we'll go at least $100 as usual for the club tickets, because that works, and that, again, that's business. If you want to go work well in the business, you always want to give with people what they want, right? You want to give people what they want first. So $4, like I said, it's like what, like 67% margin, 50% margin. Like I said, it's not that much, but I mean, what are you going to do, right? You're probably going to be marching at a loss anyway, but it's what people want. That's always what matters. What the people want. That's the pricing, right? That's always what people want. And plus, especially the food. I mean, think about it. The food is what people want too. So now, tickets and pricing here. And we'll get to the ads part in a little bit. So 3 for hot dogs, $4 pizza. Okay, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, chat. How much is okay? I did not realize there's a beer one. $5 for a beer. How much is like? Okay, I'm curious to ask you guys. How much is like a? How much is? I'm just curious. How would you all feel if some way somehow like? How much is like Okay, would you ever buy like a $2 hot dog? I'm curious. I would. I would buy it for a $2 hot dog. Especially if the hot dog is great and good. Kalispell Panthers. We'll buy the billboard. And then Gillette. Like I said, I want to make sure tickets and all that are great because you want to give people what they want. So for 74, 527. Oops, sorry about that. 345, keeping the $9. But and then everything else will keep the same for this one for now. For this week, we'll see how that goes, and then we'll have our billboard here, and then for them, we're gonna kind of like drop down the ticket prices a little bit, $21 at least for the normal ticket price, and then for hot dogs, we got like probably 406. So, and then we'll have a 588 price change. 38, 359, and then there we go. There we go. Concord Steelers. Find that one real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and do ticket and pricing. 338, 313, 315, keeping everything as is for now. We'll just keep everything as is for that one for this week. And then for ticket prices, everything's fine there for now. And then we'll go 395. 293. I mean that's is what it is, right? I want to make sure everything is set. I want to make sure all the ticket prices. Oh, we did not do that. Well, I did not realize you have to press the button first and then you do that. So 263, save the pricing. So I'm gonna try to aim for that now. But I'm glad I'm kind of glad I kind of fixed that up already. I didn't realize you have to press a button. 226, save the pricing. Gillette Reapers, tickets and pricing. 338, 298, 278, save the pricing. And then Kalispell Panthers. All right. Well, I mean, we're looking good. We're at least making the prices cheaper. I mean, that's what you're kind of what you want to do, because that's like, I mean, you really want to have that. You should probably want to have that competition, see what people want, right? You always want to have people, even if it's just the lowest of margins, you still want to see what people like, right? Norman kind of wanted to do for them for their pricing, gonna make it a little bit expensive, a tiny bit, so kind of go down a little bit. 359. Kind of do a 648 probably. That would be better. Make it a little still. It'd be naked cheaper. And then Parkersburg. And then we're going to do tickets and pricing. kind of make it like a 259, 481, 241, and then I will do one again. I do want to make sure everything's correct. I want to make sure everything's good so that once we get into this thing, we're ready to go. Okay. Yeah, I forgot these two. State the pricing, Kalispell. We'll look at Kalispell real quick one more time. That kind of been catching them on, seems like. Rank build. I think that's the final one. And then we'll see how that goes. Yep, we need to lower these down. 349. Like I said, at this point, I don't really give a care if the margins change or not. We still, like I said, this is going to be a business. So again, when you really want to start like kind of low, see what people start to like or not. So, all right, first game, first week number 2. Because I want to complete this first game. So if you want to look at the Twitch, look at your old Twitch and chat. Thank you guys for coming into the streams. Thank you guys for coming in. I greatly appreciate you guys. It means a lot to me that you guys coming in and say hi in the chat. I mean, we're already the first hour in, and thank you guys for coming in. Like I said, great appreciation that you guys come in here on the kind of the first ever multi. And it actually kind of means a lot that people come in and say hi for a while. And like I said, it means a lot to me that people are watching here on the kind of both the red app and the purple app. So let's keep it going. All right, so far week 1 was kind of a botch a little bit, but people are starting to like the lead. 2,237 fans, already looking good. People are starting popular. So Parkersburg up first for week number 2. Concord won their one, and we did add 653 in attendance. And we made about a really good amount of money. And broadcasting looks great. Look at this. Broadcasting looks perfect. We're kind of starting getting ourselves back on the ground bottom, getting kind of climbing up the ladder a little bit. And 653 people. Kind of a little bit better kind of attendance. So, very good so far. 200, and like I said, 504 sodas and almost 200 beers. That's pretty good for kind of a situation where you want to be in for financial. For Gettysburg wins their game. Oh my gosh, look at this. 243 people coming in. Now, the viewers are not that special, right? It's not that great. But, you know, you can also look at the concessions. People do like it. So, like I said, that does help a little bit. We are making kind of a bit of a profit. So, take it as it may. I mean, I always look at it this way. You know, it is what it is what people want. You know, it's like people really like it. And also people are giving that compliment with the concessions. So, that's really good. Hey, look at this. Hey, we actually got a really good one. We did really good. We kind of had a little bit more of a bigger audience. 1,023 total attendance, and this is in Atlantic City. 689 regular tickets sold, and 602 sodas sold. So that's pretty good. $4,424. The concession stand, almost $50,000, and almost $1,000 on the broadcasting TV. So that does sound great for TV as well. So that's pretty good. I mean. And you know, it's a pretty good, you know, like I said, $3.95 for hot dogs. Don't feel robbed at once. Pretty good. I'll keep the prices in because I mean, it's what people want, right? It's what the people want. It kind of gives people what they want. So, but now finally, Gillette Reapers and the Kalispell Panthers for the primetime game. All right, Gillette wins. 191 people in attendance. Doesn't look too bad. And a 578 broadcast viewers. So, you know, and the way I look at it though, it was a great game. 21-13. It was a kind of a scoring based game. But yeah, looks like a great first 2 weeks in this lead. Already Atlantic City and Concord could be in the championship final if they continue starting to win their season. And so far so good. it's looking good to the point where I'm starting to feel like if we can continue doing this in like the next 3 weeks, I think we can start keeping our money in a balance. Now, look at our money right now. We're 45,000. Let's look at the marketing real quick. Actually, I think it's going to be analytics. So let's look at analytics real quick. We kind of are losing money, right? We're kind of losing money, but if you just look at just the positive number, right? We kind of like we maybe operate a little bit of a loss, but if you just look at like merch, for example, people are starting to buy our merch a little bit better. You know what I mean? People are starting to like the merch a little bit, right? People are starting to like the merch a little bit. I do want to go in and lower down the prices a little bit, see if people want it and see what they like to get, right? So again, it's just one of those things where you kind of want to look at and see what people want. Now, on the viewership side, I'm starting to be surprised a little bit. Oh wow, TV Ray is looking great. Look at this. This has been a lot more better than last week. We had 893 in Atlantic City, and then even like, you know, the numbers are trying to start spiking a little bit. That's pretty good for the first two. I mean, kind of definitely a big sharp change a little bit on the attendance. So looking really good for attendance and TV. So that's pretty good. So we'll see how that goes for us on the TV part. Now let's get into the marketing part. Now I'm going, okay, so far so good. I mean, so far, I mean, we could see that, you know what I mean? We'll see how that goes. And like I said, we'll advance the week and see how we do. Advance the week. And we kind of, okay, Atlantic was the Red Road Emeralds if it ended, okay. But we kind of are starting to feel that, you know, we're starting to feel that popularity a little bit. And $493 in gross revenue, looking good. We're starting to make that net profit. And then if you look at the analytics, so let's go back to the analytics. All right, so far we are making kind of a plus. We are hanging on a little bit. Now its total expense is $4,965,000. It's about $5 million already in total. Not that great for 2 weeks, but okay, this is where I always look at the positives in these things. Again, another positive in the business. If you do the mathematic here, we're about still 4.5 million. That means if we continue being consistent like that, that means that people can start watching, and you know what I mean, you know, that popularity will start to go boom a little bit, right? Things will start going to become popular. So let's go to viewership. Okay, I think it's viewership, right? I think let's go to managed teams. We need to look at Shogun real quick. Let me look and see how they're doing. 58.7 enthusiasm. That's perfect. And let's sign them a big 50% deal. And we're going to build a billboard. This will help them kind of build up their enthusiasm. So this will be great. Concord Steelers. We'll kind of keep them with their billboard as always. We'll go back to the Corsairs. I'm going to keep all their ticket prices the same. I'm going to do everything in my power to do everything I can to kind of start, you know, becoming a little bit more popular as always. So it is what it is. Okay, Gettysburg, Gillette, Wyoming. Excuse me. I was about to hold my sneeze, but okay. Good. Excuse me. Now, Kalispell, Montana. I mean, so the billboard, we get that one done. All right, they got 2 more weeks with this one. They got 2 more weeks, so not a big deal. Because, like I said, we got more deals we can get into. And then Parkersburg, West Virginia, which is a very popular town in football. I think I need to look up if that's the University of West Virginia's place. But if you look at some of these places, they are start growing above that popularity a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see if that will start being interesting once they win their own games. So here we go. Dashboard. 2,395 fans a little bit. People are starting to, we'll see if people like it. So week 3, here we go. Parkersburg at Norman. They're packing up bags to Norman. We'll see if they win this one. Week 3, we're underway. And Norman wins another game. Looking really good. 741,000. I mean, it's not that too of a shabby game. And it's like I said, it's not a great broadcasting TV audience, but what are you going to do at this point? I mean, like, already you are making a plus with almost 1,000 people coming in Norman, Oklahoma. Norman's not the best spot for, like, it's not the best place for football. So, but again, it's like one of those things where you kind of think about it, right? So, Gillette at Springfield up next for week 3. Oh, wow. Springfield and Gillette are on a thriller here. And they did really good. Springfield went to another game. And we kind of got into a 771,000 viewers. And, like I said, it's kind of, again, prices are reasonable. 177 people didn't come in as much. So kind of a little bit, a Debbie Downer a little bit, but kind of a little bit of a downer a little bit, but we're kind of are losing money a little bit, but the fan base is starting to grow a little bit, so take it as it may, people are starting to like it, so like I said, it is what it is. Gettysburg and Atlantic City up next. And Atlantic City and Gettysburg, they had a great matchup. 902 viewers and 275,000 on that one. Not the best, but at least people were liking, all that, and, reasonable pricing, they're buzzing, like I said, it's a kind of a close game, but, it is what it is, right? What are you going to do? And, final one, the Concord and Kalispell to end the week number 3. And Kalispell upsets Concord, and, man, 521, I mean, it was not a great attendance, right? It wasn't a great attendance, but the fan base was starting to grow a little bit. And, the way I see it, we're still operating at a loss, but, people are really starting to like it. We're starting to grow that fan base for 3 weeks. So that's the way I view it. It's not a negative. It's not like a total net negative. So what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do at that point? So, again, merchandise, again, like I said, the analytics are looking great. I would say also, if you just look at the first 3 weeks, I will say the first 3 weeks of viewership, you kind of start noticing a little bitty trend where people are not coming on the TV, like they're not coming to the games, but at the same time, you start to notice like, oh, they're more going to the TV screen. So like, we are seeing some shakeups where people are coming to these games, and the TV is starting to become more popular so far with these games, which is really good in numbers too. That is awesome, because now that means that people are coming into these games and they're really liking the product. That's always something. If people like the product, they're going to get, they're going to like pay attention to it. So that's the way I look at it. California's paid for sponsorship with Meadowbrook winners have ended. And all the other ones have been ended. Okay. So it is what it is with that one. It is what it is with that one. So we're going to have to manage the teams. Oh, well, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and start with the, we'll see what we can do here. So we'll start with like, let's go ahead and just purchase the billboards. We'll get started. Concord up next. I'm going to and kind of start getting to these like billboards and all that ready to go. Gettysburg, okay, they're looking good. They're looking okay. Gettysburg, Gillette, okay. Let's look at Kalispell, how they're doing. Okay, so let's go Quincy Corporation for 3 weeks. We might as well keep the 3-week deal so people can come in so they can support them. Right. You might as well want to do that. So you might as want to. So Norman, Parkersburg. 3-week deal. Go ahead and purchase this stuff too. Norman, billboard, Kalispell, billboard. And finally, Springfield. Springboard. There we go. And then billboard and signing to this deal. There you go. There we go. So far, so good. Like I said, people aren't interested. So far, like I said, the products are giving people what they want, all that kind of jazz. So it is what it is. So also, I wish I had like 3 tables. That would be nice. But anyway, it is what it is. Anyway, so already in the first 3 to 4 weeks, it looks like, you know, we're kind of starting to become successful in a way, but we'll see how things go as we go along. So we're already go ahead, show must go on. Week number 4 is underway. And let's go ahead and get to it. So low broadcast number for tonight's game. The league needs to work on growing its number TV audience. These numbers won't attract big deals. Which let's go ahead and go to marketing. I am going to do is a very big risky one. Is we're going to go a commercial campaign. We're going to basically kind of start doing this kind of thing, right? Is we're going to also go with an Oakfield corporation. This will help us with what we got, and on the bright side, we're making 3,580 fans. Not big, but it's what people want. That's what matters. As long as it's growing and not losing fans, you're doing something right. So here is week 4 standings. Already Atlantic City, Kalispell, Gillette, and Concord are all tied up for that second spot. Everyone else is either in the winning side or losing side. So let's see how things week number 4 comes around. So, like I said, the final 2 in this season are going to the World Championship game. There's no playoffs, nothing. If you're the best, the final 2, you're going to the championship game. Springfield, Parkersburg up next. Okay. And Springfield, okay. Springfield did really good. They beat Parkersburg by 3 games, by 3 points. 314 total attendance, and people are liking the food concessions. They're getting what they want in the food. So that's pretty good. People are getting what they want. So that's great. Atlantic City and Kalispell up next. And actually, Kalispell pull off another shocker on national television. Guess Atlantic City, 21-17. And like I said, Kalispell is starting to kind of get popular. 1,385 TV viewers and 1,085 in attendance. So very good so far for Kalispell. Now they're in the playoff race, and they're really in a really good situation where now they're kind of in a really good situation. Like I said, they're in a really awesome spot. That's the way I look at it. They're in a really good spot. Norman and Concord up next. And Norman beats Concord at home. 1,407 viewers here on TV. 995 in attendance, and people are starting to like the sodas, the beer. They're actually buying that in the stands. They're looking great. People are liking the pricing, stuff like that. That is awesome. Because you think about it, that's actually a good sign that they really care about the marketing. So they care about that kind of marketing. So that's pretty good for Norman that they got themselves back in the win. So we got Parker's Springfield a home one, Kalispell the away one, and Norman one. So Gettysburg and Gillette up next. Gillette wins their one, and then actually it looks like so far people are there's some people liking it, but this one was not great on the broadcasting though, so it is what it is. But People are liking it, though. People are liking it. You know, people are liking the national television broadcast. So it is what it is. So I will say that we're in a really good spot. We're in a really good position to say that we're in a really good position for competition. This is looking like a really nice, and also we're building a lot of fans. 3,659 fans. So we actually got a gain of almost 1,000 fans from last week. So very good job to at least we're gaining that kind of attention. Next up, next week, a viral highlight. A play just landed on the Sports Network top 10. A play from Parkersburg Lightning, Parkersburg, West Virginia, went viral and made the Sports Network top 10. Their fan base grows by 2,500 fans. The exposure leads to some popularity for the league as a whole. Other teams gain some fans as a result. Cool. So that is huge. And we spiked up. Okay, Split Sponsorship has ended and the Steelers Sponsorship has ended. So now we're about 9,659 fans. So definitely was a huge success on that last week. And if you really think about it honestly, let's look at last week. You know, yes, that 8 million isn't that great, to be honest. Like, that's like what, 8 million minus? That's not that great. But if you just look at viewership right now, look at the numbers. I mean, a Stadium 10 is a little bit better. It wasn't as bad as this, where it was like 3 games that only couldn't meet like 300. But everyone else, and even TV numbers, look at this. Like, we're in the thousands now for TV ratings. People are starting to like it. People are starting to watch it. So that's awesome. For marketing, though, we're going to focus on kind of do a 4-week Pinecrest management, kind of pay for that one. And we're going to go a little bit on the commercial campaign. Yes, commercial campaign. So we're going to kind of burn $1 million in our pockets for that one. But let's look at merchandise right now and see what's going on this week with merch. So far, we're actually doing really good. We're actually making about good net profit for these things. Actually, a gross revenue 1,291 as well. So that's pretty good. We are going to go ahead and bump up the prices a tiny bit. You know what I mean? We're going to bump it up a tiny bit. You don't want to make it too much. You don't want to make it too obvious. When it comes to these things, you don't want to make it too much. People do not want it. So we're gonna go do a billboard. Everyone will get a billboard as well. Also, we'll go ahead and get that sponsorship deal for Concord continuing. You do want to go ahead and actually get what they want for that. So it is what it is. Concord, Gettysburg. Do what Gettysburg can do. Gettysburg. Looking good. They got theirs. Okay. Come on, Gettysburg. Come on. There we go. I'm going to purchase yours here. Gillette. And actually, already the fan base is looking great. They're starting to build. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, actually. That means it's like people are actually really looking at it really good. But also, like I said, Parkersburg looking great. I mean, that's awesome. So, Norman. 1,661. And then Parkersburg going very high. 3,043 fans starting to come in. Finally, Springfield. Okay, and we are looking good. So far, so good. We are going to look back to a couple of people. So, Norman, Housebow. Yep, we're keeping all that as it is. So we're looking good. All right, here are the standings for week number 5, and it kind of looks interesting. It can be still anybody into the playoff picture. And so far, Atlantic City and Gillette actually kind of conquered over. I mean, both teams kind of still surviving. I mean, the only change is that Concord went number 4 after losing to Kalispell and I think Gillette. I forgot the other team was. I think it was Norman. And either way, man, it was a heartbreaker. So now Concord has to face Atlantic City, the number 1 in the lead. And like I said, it's going to be a big test because, like I said, either way, we'll see if the popularity comes around. So we'll see how that goes. So here we go. Already 10,755 fans are hyped up for this week number 5. We're almost halfway to the season of season 1, 2026. And now Parkersburg and Gettysburg to kick this thing off for week number 5. And already Gettysburg wins their first game. 5,000 viewers. Holy shnikes. And actually, that was actually a major good one for us. And actually, 710 attendance. Not too shabby. And looking like they kind of did them. Gettysburg definitely kind of hyped the crowd up a little bit for that one. So definitely a really good fan base build. So already almost about 11,000 people watching. So Kalispell and Springfield up next. And already Springfield upsets Kalispell. Almost a 200 in attendance, but 2,341 broadcasting. And Springfield's starting to build up their fan base. So, not too bad, but the TV viewership was not that great. Well, it was already decent. It's a decent attendance and broadcasting viewer, but the attendance was not that great. So, what are you going to do? I mean, what are you going to do at that point for Kalispell, right? So, already back-to-back away wins. Now, Concord and Atlantic City. And Concord finally stands tall after a 2-game losing streak. And they got a really good viewership. And it kind of, like I said, attendance was not that great. But people did like the game. It was also a really nice attendance for Concord. So very nice. Hopefully that will help them a little bit. So 11,667 fans. And finally Gillette in Norman for the end of week 5. And Gillette will win against Norman. 230 in total attendance, but 3,508 in the broadcast viewership table. So not too bad, but, it is what it is. What are you going to do? Like I said, we're kind of a league that's going to lose money anyway, so what are you going to do? So, but we are building some fans. We are building that fan base. So now we're on to halfway of the week 6, and we are kind of, we're kind of starting to build that fan base. You really want, and we're already halfway in the season. So now on to merchandise sales. Now already merch sales wise for the so far, 3,006 in revenue, but net profit has been really helping us so far. So really helping us so far. So here is the standings. Gillette is number 1 with 4-1. Atlantic City is number 2. Concord's number 3. Kalispell is 4. And Springfield's number 5 on the race to the number 2 slot. So things are going to start getting very interesting. Already Parkersburg's 0-5 was probably going to be the first. Is probably going to be the first ever winless team ever in the Anime Football League's history so far. So things are starting to get very interesting so far. Now marketing, we are going to go ahead and do is we're going to do a commercial campaign as we always do. We are been kind of losing a couple million as we go on, but what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do at this point? So we're going to keep 2 deals for now. We're going to keep 2 deals. We'll see how that goes. And then for viewership, let me go ahead and show you guys the viewership numbers so far and compare and contrast. I feel like week 5 was kind of a plunder a little bit, but it is what it is. But I mean, look at also like how many people are watching the TV. I mean, things are starting to get very interesting in the TV viewership. I mean, we went from like what, about a few hundred to 400 to like now like about 1,000 or 800, and then we're starting to build those numbers. I feel like the only time we really kind of went tanked a tiny bit was week 3. But after that, we're starting to rise a little bit, which is great. And you get to see the average, which is nice. And either way, this looks like a very interesting average. We're making about 1,752 for one of the teams, which is pretty good for numbers. I mean, for the first season, that means that people are at least about 1,752 are at least watching per game. And in a spring league, that's definitely great for business. So, also welcome back from the end. Our best annoying. Welcome back. Welcome back from the channel, guys. Welcome in. Hope you guys are doing very well today. Welcome in. Also, by the way, this is a first ever multi-stream, so this is definitely going to be a kind of a new pace and a new kind of a new set of things. So let's go ahead and go to the week number 6. To the first ever we're already in week 6. 12,141 fans, man. We're starting to build, man. We're starting to build that commercial hype up a little bit. And for especially our first ever season, man, I feel like things are starting to get very interesting when it comes to build up. So that's great. So let's get started. Atlantic City and Parkersburg is up next. Actually, we do need to do before that. I do want to look and see if we can start building up the fan base a little bit. So Atlantic City, Concord, Gattersburg Corsairs, let's go with Gillette real quick. Go Gillette real quick. Kalispell Panthers. Norman. Let's see what we got here. Parkersburg. They're starting to build their fan base hugely, so that's good. And then finally Springfield. Let's see. How's Parkersburg? Okay, they're looking fine. Kalispell, they're looking fine. Gillette, let's see what they're doing. Let's go with like a short deal for 2 weeks. See how that does for Gillette. So, and then Jetstream for 2 weeks. Looking good. So viewership, marketing, merchandise, looking great. So let's get started. All right, week number 6. We're going to be underway. And like I said, we're about the halfway point. And like I said, things are going to get very interesting as we go on with this. So here we go. Atlantic City and Parkersburg is going to kick off week 6. And we're underway. And actually, Parkersburg with their first ever win against it, and they're actually being the number 1 in the lead. And Parkersburg is starting to get that potential hype up. Like I needed 1,032 in attendance, and it looks like business. And like I said, there are some 1,032 fans in total attendance, so at least that's something. And meanwhile, you got people like this where it's like, what, at FTC's Watcher? Why would you have an account like that, dude? Please. You're not helping. Norman and Springfield is up next. And Norman beat Springfield. About almost 1,000 people came in. Not that great of a, you know what I mean? Not that great, but at least people are watching the TV side. So people are watching it. So that's the good news, at least. And there's Springfield starting to have that fan base, so that's pretty good at least. So Parkersburg won their first game this week, and then everything else looks great. Now Kalispell and Gattersburg is up next, and Kalispell is finally back in the winning column. You know, not that much of attendance, not that great with attendance, but you know, it is what it is. But, you know, also people are watching on the TV, so people are coming back to that TV like they need to be, and at least there's 1,000 people watching, so that's pretty good, in my opinion. So, and then finally, Gillette and Concord. And actually, Concord will win their game. Almost 3,500 people watched, so not too shabby, but, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Not too shabby, and like I said, you know what I mean? Concord, getting themselves a good situation where they're making money as well. So, but yeah, looking like a very crazy week. I mean, we already built more fans now because of it, so that's pretty good. So next week underway, and it looks like Casbell, Norman. Yeah, we're not gonna really care at this point because we have tried with everything we could, but nothing seems like it's working anyway. So it is what it is. We're probably not gonna get into focus on the sponsorship, but that's fine. I'm not gonna really focus on it as much. So next up, marketing. And the way I look at it right now, we're making a pretty good amount of fans right now. I mean, 12,000 fans is not a big fan base, but at least that's a lot of fans. At least you're making thousands of fans per week. That's pretty good. Now we're into the final stretch of the season. We're gonna bump up our launching campaign as always. We are now kind of in a really good situation now. We're starting to build that fan base a little bit. Now, in an analytics kind of thing right now, we're in a major loss right now. We're operating a major loss right now. But we are making some revenue, at least. Not a lot, but most of our revenue is made by ticket sales and lead sponsorships. So, take it as you will, but, at the same time, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just, I always feel like it was kind of a bad situation from the start. We're kind of starting from scratch. So, what are you going to do? But, on the bright side, at least, we have a couple games that almost had 1,000 people in person attendance. It was better than last week. So, that's a positive on there. In TV ratings, if you look at the numbers on this one, it's a little bit more than what usually you would think. So, and look at the averages so far. We're starting to become popular on the TV side of things than just the in-person fan base. So, and then an in-person fan base, look at the average so far. It's not a lot, but what are you going to expect for people who want to watch a game on TV over the stadium, right? But at the same time, I think the biggest question of all is why is it that big? We'll probably need to do is start lowering those ticket prices. I think that's what we're going to need to do if we really want to start making money, right? So what I'm going to do for all the games, I'm going to start lowering these prices to 2023 would be great. I'm probably going to make it that much in merch and in tickets, so it gives people what they want. It gives people, success, right? And it helps people, helps the fan base a little bit. So we'll do. And then we're gonna do, but this one's $40. We're gonna keep the premiums, all that, and we're gonna kind of 20, 40, 120 in this one. So Atlantic City by a billboard. We'll see how that goes and see if that helps a little bit. We're gonna bump this down to $20 in here, and then we'll kind of cut this down to 50 at least. So at least that will help a little bit here, but not too much. Like I said, you know what I mean? You don't want to make it your premium a little too cheap, but they'll be all right to see how we can do in general. So ticket prices $21. We'll do at least $50. So and then need to find the pricing. There you go. Gillette Stadium, of that billboard. And at least our people are, the fan enthusiasm looks great because it means that people are liking the people aren't liking the games at least. So, you know what I mean? So Gillette, Housebell Panthers. And then we'll start throwing those prices down a little bit. We'll see how that goes for us. Let's go. And we're going to go 50 here. And we're going to those pricing saved, which is great because now people, you know what I mean? Norman photos. And then we're going to go with Billboard on that one. I think it's pricing on that one. We're going to kind of pull it down to 22 for this. We'll see how Norman does with their ticket prices, like their price decrease, because you don't want to go too much on every single one. But say the price on that one, Parkersburg looks good for high market. We'll probably do keep Parkersburg as a high base, but and the enthusiasm is not that great. Look at the number of enthusiasts. Like sure, the fan base looks great, but we're probably gonna lower their price because it seems like to me that's just how they are right now. It's just like if you're having already a really good build up of fan base, but then you got that fan enthusiasm, man, that's rough. I mean, that's already rough, man. That's not looking good for you. So it is what it is. And then let's go ahead and make some ticket and price. Go at least a $22. And then we'll kind of cut it down a little bit, so we'll see how that goes. There we go. And looks like everyone's ready. And then, all right, let's look at the standings though. We're already near week 9, but already so far, Atlantic City, after that upset, they went down to number 4. Things are starting to get very interesting. I'll tell you that much. Cowspell's still hanging on in the final 3. So far, things are looking interesting this season. It looks like a very interesting. I mean, it looks very interesting so far. So, but now week number 7, and yeah. We'll see how things go for here. And like I said, we'll get into the Championship Wrestling Promoter in a little bit. In about 30 minutes. So grab your popcorn and let's go to the next games. Week number 7, and we'll do week number 8, and then we'll kind of do in the next episode of this, which is next Monday, we're going to conclude 2026 season. And then we'll kind of focus on getting February and March is done. And the next stream of this next week. So, like I said, this is going to be a continuity. In a couple of Mondays, I will not be streaming because I probably won't be home yet. But even then, we'll still try to figure that out. But Parkersburg and Kalispell is up next. And actually, Parkersburg barely beats Kalispell in a really classic, great game. Looking great for them. And they did a really good game. I mean, they looked like, you know what I mean? It was a great game. 10,000 people watching on TV. See, that's how you do, no, I mean, that looks like great. I mean, that's an awesome game. And that was, like I said, that was an upset too because Parkersburg only did what, like 1 win. So that was pretty good. Springfield and Concord up next. Concord beat Springfield, about 3,000, almost 4,000 fans. Full attendance went up a little more than usual, so that's pretty good. Looking really, really good, and we're kind of making money, right? We're kind of making that money that what you want to do. So, but already making good amount of fans so far. Atlantic City and Gillette, Norman and Gettysburg up next. And already another close game shootout. Atlantic City beats Gillette at home. and about 1,116 in total attendance and almost about 4,000 fans. So really good, very good one. And we kind of made about almost $30,000 in sponsor revenue, so looking really good. We also made a lot of profit on this one on the concession stand. So really, pretty much, things are getting very interesting this week. I mean, two nail biters, and this one was a nail biter. How much is the Sunday primetime game? Gatherburg beats Norman. Wow, that's a heartbreaker. And Gatherburg is gaining the fan base, so that's pretty good. You know what I mean? And I guarantee you that that field goal was a game-winning field goal. How much can you bet that was on your bet? I bet your bottom dollar that was going to be the case. So I bet your bottom dollar on that one. But that is week number 7. We'll do one more of these. Now, this is what our season so far with sales. We'll see how much we do. I mean, we kind of are making money with merch, so we are making that merch sale quite interesting. Which I'm probably even considering myself. I'm considering doing a merch sale soon, so I'm going to create my own merch and all that soon. So hope you're all very looking forward to it. And oh, anonymous. Okay, $1 million. I am not going to accept that deal. Because if it's $1 million, if a sponsorship is $1 million, it's too good to be true. So that's why I was like, no, we're not risking the biscuit on that one. But week 8 we underway, and we are making. All right, we're making money with the merch, so that's pretty good. On the viewership side, we are making a lot more fans today. We're actually having some stands that are actually coming in over 1,000. Now, there are some games that are like about halfway, kind of like a third way to go, or about a quarter of the way, kind of filling it. But on the TV side of things, holy cow, guys! On the Parkersburg right now, they are making some fans. They are making like they also surpassed 3,500. They almost made 3,500 in the average section. So bring it all in on that one. That's pretty good in the numbers section. That's pretty good. For television, that's like what? Regional television, if we do the math, that's like what? Regional, probably. So take it as it may. I mean, that's pretty damn good for popularity. For the popularity section. So I am going to go ahead and do. But, you know, it is what it is, right? But anyway. Let's continue. Let's conclude week number 8, and then we'll kind of halt it here, and we'll conclude the season. We'll conclude the season next week, so we can get the show on the road here today. So, I mean, we could probably continue. I mean, we are almost done with the season. We got like what, 4 more weeks? We can do that. Let's do that. Because after all, we gotta go all that 2 o'clock segment. So anyway, let's look at marketing real quick. How much money do we have left in our thing? $35 million. Jeez. So we are making almost 15,000 fans. We're looking okay. Let's go ahead and build up. Let's bump up our merch price a little bit. So hats wise, by like 30.06. We'll probably do that. That'll work. So, anyway. Let's look at managing the teams real quick, and we'll see what we can do in the next 2 weeks. So far, Atlantic City, we'll go ahead and just go ahead and get their stuff going. Concord, they are right now 1643. Gaithersburg. Gillette. Kalispell, how they're doing. And then look at Norman real quick. Wow, Norman's looking like a really good place to celebrate football. Parkersburg, 3,640. That is wild to me. They're like, dude, that's crazy to me. That's crazy. So, and then finally Springfield. And then bump this up a little bit. And there you go. But week number 8 we go. And now we got a good one here. Parkersburg and Kalispell. This is like what they wanted. So here we go. Week 8. We're underway. And actually, Parkersburg with a 3-game winning streak, and this time they did really good. They're hyping. I mean, they are starting to have that fan base on them. Now, TV broadcast numbers is not that the same as last week, but it seems like people are liking. Like, look at the beers though, 260. Wow, people are buying the food like it's nothing. That's pretty good. And like I said, that's a great win for Parkersburg. Another home victory, and they're climbing back themselves out after an 0-4 start. So things are starting to get very interesting. Things are getting back into the way for them. So definitely seeing something of a good turnaround for Parkersburg. Finally, Springfield and Gillette. Let's see how they're doing. Springfield wins their game. Not that great on the TV side, but, people are liking the food. People are liking the price. So that's what their people are coming here for. So it is what it is. Atlantic City and Gaithersburg up next. And actually, Atlantic City wins one. Looking really good. 4,000 viewers in this one. And they're starting to get back into what they wanted to be in when it comes to the winning situation. But we'll see how that goes. And finally, we got Kalispell and Concord. This is a game that people do want. And actually, Concord upsets Kalispell. And, TV is not looking great, looking hot in there. But a great win for Concord, great turnaround, and a very great popular week. Also, we surpassed 15,000 fans here to end the week 8. Before we get into the championship promoter thing, that's going to be fun. We're going to get that thing up next. After that, we're going to end the YouTube stream, and then if you guys on YouTube are interested, go to the Twitch. It's underneath the description. Come say hi, and come say hi to everyone. So, sorry about that glitch. I didn't mean to do that. So, but yes, if you're interested, go join the Twitch chat at the end of the stream. So, and also, lead sponsorship and credits ended, and Quarry Capital ended. So, now, analytics wise, we are making money where we need to be. We are making about $1 million, almost $2 million in deficit, so not too bad. I've seen worse. For merch though, people are buying the products. They're really buying it like it's nothing. Across all the products, looking good. And like I said, t-shirts are actually getting sold a little bit, so people are getting what they want. Next up is marketing. Same guys membership. Let's do let's sign a deal here for 2 weeks, and then I'm gonna sign. I'm gonna send this one here real quick. So the final two after one of the final 4 weeks, we'll see what we can do that one, and then we're gonna launch a competitive standing. So all right, final 3 weeks. The final 3 weeks here. And like I said, we're making some money here. We're not losing so much money so fast. So that's the bright news about it. And if you think about like the past several weeks, right? If you look at the past several weeks, I mean, if you look at it, right, you would think like, okay, these numbers are tanking a little bit because, you know, there's a lot of, and then people start to feel like this is the end of the season, so people are not interested in the product. And I feel like that's the case because I feel like in the last, I think the biggest boom so far, if you really are curious, is like when we hit the week 4. And then we went to week 5, and then we went to week 6, and then we went to week 7, and then we went to week 8. I can probably say it's somewhat of a boom because not a bust because yeah, sure, it's like a deficit of fans viewing it, but at the same time, if you think about sports in general and TV viewership, not everyone's gonna watch every single week. And now, if you want to talk about Monday Night Raw, that's a different story. And with these numbers, boy. Any wrestling promotion is going to be so screwed in the butt. That's all I'm going to say about that much. When it comes to marketing, when it comes to TV ratings, do not get me started on that one. But marketing, viewership, merchandise. But yes, here is the standings. I can show you guys, show you all. Look at this, Concord, Atlantic City. I mean, even look at Parkersburg right now. They are tied for number 6 spot. Which is crazy. I mean, a 3-game winning streak. I mean, they have turned themselves around, man. They have turned themselves around. That's crazy. And if you really think about it, it's just been a very interesting season. And, you know, I mean, truth be told, man, I mean, I feel like all these teams have been very interesting to see how things go. And like I said, Concord and Atlantic City could be a championship. I mean, they could win the championship if they wanted to. So, but we're going to stop from here. We'll stop from here. I think it goes automatically saved, hopefully, but we'll go ahead and quit here. And also, like I said, thank you guys for coming in to today's stream. Thank you guys for coming in. And like I said, I'll be taking a little bit of a break. I'll be right back a little bit. And like I said, guys, I will be taking a little bit of a break. So if I can get this thing going. But thank you guys for coming in. And like I said, I'll be back in about 5 minutes, as usual. I kind of always take a little bit of a shorter break as usual. So, let me look and see what I can do here. You want to make sure there's a way I can handle the. There we go, full room. But yes, I'll be. I'm gonna go ahead and do. But yes, also thank you guys for coming into the stream, guys. I greatly appreciate you all coming in. I am going to go ahead and do what I'm going to go ahead and do, if I can try to do it here, if I can. If I cannot, that's going to be a pain to deal with. But what I'm going to do is can I? Oh yeah, I can. Yep. We'll start the break here. We'll do a 5-minute break on the YouTube side. Yes, everyone. I'm taking a little bit of a break. I will be right back, guys. Twitch, you'll be getting a 3-minute ad. Meanwhile, you guys on the YouTube side, you guys are gonna be getting a 5-minute break. So YouTube, actually we'll do a 3-minute break there as well. So I'll be back, and enjoy the break, and I will be right back as usual. Enjoy the break, y'all. Thank you for coming in here in the chatting stream. Thank you for coming in. All right. All right, I'm back. Welcome back to the show, y'all. I'm so sorry about that. I need to get rid of that one. There ain't gonna actually get rid of this one. Hold a minute. Let me get rid of this one. That should not have happened. Let me get rid of that one. There you go. All right, that's a lot better. Thank God. All right, welcome back to the show. Sorry, also sorry about opening this one. Let me change the game for you guys here on the Twitch chat. Also, welcome back from the ads here on the Twitch side. Thank you for coming in here on the Twitch side. Thank you for coming in as usual. Let's go in and play Wrestling Promoter. Championship Wrestling Promoter. And welcome, guys. Welcome, guys and gals and transgenders and LGBTQ folk alike. Welcome. We gotta get this game underway. Yes, we got. All right, cool beans. I do want to look at something real quick before we get started because I do want to change the game a little bit, and I do, like I said, I do want to check a couple of things as well. I'm just curious on some things real quick because you know how that is. Because like you know how art is sometimes, right? I'm gonna keep this here. And then I'm look at some real quick. I'm just curious about something. So for notifications, well, that sucks. Anyway, sorry, I just had to look at something real quick. But yeah, anyway, let's get things underway here into the next game we go. Next game is Championship Wrestling Promoter. Now, we did have an earlier stream in a couple months back. Yeah, when I mean a couple months back, yes, I can confirm it was a couple months back. I kind of did this series. It is called the Senshi Wrestling Federation. I kind of did this one a little differently than usual. I did kind of change some names. I kind of changed some of these wrestlers' names as usual. Some of them I kind of kept them as they are. I kind of went through like Queen America. I kind of keep some of these names. You got Ruby Rose in the series. Now, if you don't know who Ruby Rose is from Ruby. She's actually a five-time Pan Nation Wrestling Federation champion. She said, you know what, let me go to a different company. Sarah Fire, actually Sarah Galaxy is in this series. Sarah Lightning's in this series. Sarah Nebula, the girlfriend of, well, actually not girlfriend, they're kind of like Sarah Reigns in this series. Okay, first off, actually, well, it doesn't really matter because, I mean, I kind of like I remember that I did that one for her. I feel like that was an interesting kind of change and gimmick I kind of did for her. Sailor Supernova, Sailor Tornado, Sailor Draco, Sailor Lord Platinum, Sailor Hurricanes in this one. They got a lot of Alicia Thomas, which is actually one of my fictional OCs, is in this. The Prodigal Son, Knight Bronze from Japan, and Astro Freeman. Yes, Astro Freeman. You got Yang Now Long, another champion, is finally in this one. So finally we're gonna get in some good ones here. Lord Silver and Wai Sheen is in this one. Now Blake is not in this series. Now some people may ask, wait, why is she not in this series? Well, at this point she's on a hiatus in the wrestling scene. And truth be told, she was like, you know what, I just need some time off after a bunch of bumps. And I mean, to be fair, I mean, she is one Pat Nation. I mean, she became world champion and tag team champion all in one fell swoop. And I mean, and she said, you know what, I got nothing left to prove here at this point. So what else I gotta do, right? Well, now it seems like Ruby and the bunch are now into this situation now where, man, what are you supposed to do now, right? What are you supposed to do here? And, you know, I do want to make sure, let me go to quit the desktop real quick. I do want to make sure we are in the game correctly, because the last thing I want to see is the game not showing. So hold on just a minute here. Let me see here. I think, is it shown? Yep. I'm gonna turn this on real quick. And then I'm going to go to screenshot, go to this game real quick. And I'm gonna go ahead and keep this thing on real quick. I'm gonna widescreen this thing a little bit real quick. And I don't know why it's not allowing me to do Yeah, there we go. Okay, escape. And okay, seems like I gotta quit this game real quick. Well, it seems like I'm gonna have to fix something, or this is not gonna work with me. I don't know why. It just doesn't want to work with me. So I'm gonna do this way then. I guess we're gonna have to. Oh well, we'll just have to change the properties. It'll work. Let's go with a laptop screen effect. And then I'm gonna do championship wrestling promoter. We're gonna do it this way. Much apologies for this one. My apologies for this one. And I did not mean to do that. That was not on the cards to do that one. Okay, well, I was not prepared for that. And like I said, I apologize for that one. Go here. Championship wrestling promotion. There we go. A lot more better. Do you want to make this thing a little bigger so you guys don't see my browser? You know how that goes. And also the screen just looks awful when I do it. But anyway, we got that fixed up, thank God. Anyway, but yes, welcome to this series. And yeah, look at this so far. So injuries so far, nothing much. But yes, let's get into the next show. Week 1 of January of 2026. And you know, so far we are in a very kind of tight pickle. $40,000 in merchandise sales, $112,000 for ticket sales. So not too shabby. I mean, not too shabby, you know, no history. So first segment, we're going to be doing a one-on-one contest. Actually, we're going to open it up with a tag team title match. Let's do an in-ring. Let's look at the view. Actually, let's go go cancel real quick. Let's go to a 2-on-2. Select the wrestler real quick. The supermodels. So Sarah Rain and who? Okay. Queen America and okay. Yep, these two. Queen America. Okay, looking good so far. And I'm going to open the show. Sarah Rain wins it by a pinfall. And we're going to do it for 12 minutes. No championship. Actually, we are going to add a tag team. Tag team titles. Defending their title. So, defending their title. And we're going to open that thing up pretty much in a good situation. Next show, a triple way, a three-way title, a three-way. So King Diamond goes one-on-one with the Rebel Priest Solar, and finally the Prodigal Son Knight Braun. And we're gonna give Prince Solar the win, and we're gonna do a kind of a finisher. And we're gonna give him like we'll do like a 13-minute match. No championship bonus, but we do want to go in and do that. So another one-on-one. Next up, one-on-one, we're gonna be doing another female one. It's gonna be Sailor Nebula against Yang Long. Or it's actually Sailor Supernova, actually. And we're gonna give Sailor Nebula the win on this one. We're gonna give her the push a little bit. And we're going to give her a submission to win this one for 13 minutes. So we'll see. I mean, so far so good. We have a three-way match, a tag team match, and a singles match. Next up, we do got some promos. We're going to do a backstage promo between the teacher Yang Long and, yes, Wai Shin. We're going to put them in a rivalry for 8 minutes. I feel like this would be a great kind of a promo, a little bit, kind of. And then we're going to put them in a little bit between the three-way match and the promo, because at that point, I do want it to be like a, kind of like a build a little bit. So, and then you want to do a solo promo, a backstage solo promo. And we're going to do a Sarah Hurricane promo, and she's going to attack. Let's do the night Alicia Thomas. We're gonna do a 3-minute promo for this one. Then next up, we'll have a one-on-one tag team match, a one-on-one match between Prince Andromeda and Knight Oron. So for the TV championship will be the main event. And we'll do a kind of like a pinfall finish, and the winner will be Prince. Let's do Prince Andromeda for the defense. At that point, because that will kind of build up a lot of the tickets, kind of thing. Will kind of help a little bit, make things interesting. So already a good situation so far. Next up, we'll do another tag team match. This time is a male tag team match. So Lord Silver and Night Titan, the Prophets, will go one-on-one with Lord Golden and Star Draco, the Prey Hunters. Now, Prey Hunters are going to win, and they're going to win by a finisher, and they're going to win by 13 minutes. Okay, too long. Okay, do about 9 minutes. We'll do a 9-minute match. Ooh, actually, that would be great. And then we'll kind of put this over here. Maybe we'll put this as we'll do like a tag team match, and then we'll do actually for this matchup here for the main event. We're gonna cut this down to about 13-minute main event. Now we got about enough for about a 4-minute in-ring promo to end the show a little bit. So we can do Lord Nakatomo. How about Night Nebula against Revolutionary Knight Ruby? Yes, that would be great. Actually, no, we can't do that. So let's do an in-ring promo. That's like 3 minutes, right? And then we'll do Lord Platinum calls out Night Nebula. That would be a lot. So now we only got 1 minute for the show. We do great. We're kind of end the show there to end the show. So, and then we got the little bit of that promo. Things looking freaking great. Now, options. We can go TV ad. We can go to a podcast or a fan expo. Let's do a cable TV ad. Let's do that one, and we'll see how that goes for us. So, first week of January to kick off the year, and let's run it off. Now, the opening show, and we're live in Cozumel, Mexico for this one. For the tag team titles, we got the Supermodels and the Influencers to start off this one. All right, things are starting looking interesting. Looking good so far. So, knee lift, drop kick, a cover, kicks out 2. Brainbuster looking very interesting so far. Sarah Reigns, Sarah Tornado, Queen America, the Patriot, DDT, and the Supermodels do win this one. And it looks like the audience kind of liked it. Kind of start kicking this thing off. So, all right, here we go. A few results. I mean, we did really good. A match score of 9. I mean, did really good. We kind of made ourselves look good in the process. So, King Diamond. Now the triple threat for this one. We're going to go ahead and just skip it. And we kind of did a really good one this one, too. That's like 11 match score. Not too bad. I mean, yes, the fitness wasn't great. The usage was +1. Everyone got a little bit of everything. Diamond didn't become popular on that one. Next one is Yang That Long and Wai Sheen into the promo. So here we go. It kicked off the first week. The detective tells Sheen she knows she's afraid to face her. All right, so far, I mean, the audience loves it. wow, the audience love it. I mean, this is gonna get very interesting. Now the popularity doesn't look too great, but we'll see how that goes. But there's some heat going on, so we'll see how that goes. Sarah Supernova and Nebula up next. Start things kicking off. So here we go. We'll skip it, and it wasn't a great match, but it's there. I mean, the popularity for Nebula is already great build. So the Hurricanes up next. The Boxer, aka the won 4 belts in her career. She wants to have a lot of proof, and we'll see what her promo is. I mean, let's go ahead and skip it. I mean, also her promo scores a 6. Looks pretty good. Her popularity is there. She's looking very interested. She is. I mean, a lot of fans are doing it. So now another tag team match is the Bray Honors and the Prophet. No championship match for this one. And we'll sim it. And so far, wasn't a great tag team match, but you can't do much. A solo promo again, this time in the ring, and people do like it. So a little bit of a 7 promo score, popularity and users going. And now for the night TV title to end this one. All right, looking good. I do want to go ahead and go and skip it. And, you know, Prince Aramia won it, and it looks like there's some heat in this one. Popularity is looking good. Usage is +3. Everyone's doing great. So some of our TV ratings don't look too hot, but you know, people are starting to like it. But you know, I mean, that audience TV score is looking great. Opening segment bonus 2 plus 2.2, and the closing segment bonus 4.4. The matches look decent, 9.8. Its promos are 7.3. Looking a little hot, but also that revenue is looking great. So crowd interviews +1, charisma, Lord Silver, you know what I mean, it's not looking great. During the circuit, Linda K. The appearance on a late night talk show has boosted this wrestler's profile and affected his +10 popularity. So we'll see what that does. And also male. Okay. The followers who were undercard have decided to retire. Queen America has decided to retire. So now, man, that's not that great. So now they're going to have to start, you know what I mean? So now you can go do a couple things with this. You can go a couple ways with this at this point. We can't. Let's look at everyone. So let me look and see who's here and who's face. Okay, the Patriot, Linda K. I mean, she's the heel in this, so let's see here. Yang, maybe Yang. Is Yang a heel? No, not. Okay, so we're gonna give Linda Kate. We're gonna edit her. And we're gonna swap her alignment. We're gonna swipe her alignment, but then we're gonna change. And we're gonna go face and heels. And we're gonna change. We're going to change some faces here. We're going to do Yang Long for her. So, might as well at this point give Yang Long the heel work. Give her the push to be heel at this point. Because now that would be great. So, I think everyone else looks great. There's snows, there's tornado. I mean, we could get like Sailor Magic like a heel turn probably. Queen Slime would be a great heel. Queen Explosion, Queen Quartz. I mean, my goal is I want to balance this thing out. So, but we'll see. Like I said, we'll see how this thing goes. And like I said, I want this to be an interesting kind of show. So what I'm probably going to do is give Golden Spy the give Lord Nagatomo the heel work. I really don't care about popularity because at that point, I mean, what are you going to do, right? So, I mean, well, like I said, now we got a good list of people to go heal. And like I said, like I said, I'm kind of tired of getting everyone, like, I do want everyone to have their time to be face, their time to be heal. So, I want to give everyone their turn to be facing heels. So, like I said, I want to start bouncing everyone around. So, looking good already so far, looking good. Now, for men, let me see how we're doing the heels. I mean, we got a lot of heels here. How many faces do we have here? Oh, not much. We need to really change that one to a T. Let's change that real quick. Night Supernova, we're going to change you to a face. We're going to change you, Lord Platinum, to a face. We're going to change you, Blue Star, to a face. Like I said, I want to give these guys who are lower rated some love at this point. Like, especially Night Pegasus, man. I wanted him to be the face, man. You want to give these guys some face work. You want to give them the push. So, there you go. I mean, that looks great now. I mean, look at that. Now we got some good amount of faces and heels now. To give them that kind of push. So now, so here we are now. I mean, looking great and hot and I mean, all that kind of stuff. So now we got some good faction fuse, everything all around. So now we got everything we need to do. So, so now, next up, let's go ahead and do. Oh, again, this is what happens when you kind of like. There we go, much better. But like I said, that's what happens when you have to make some changes, right? You're going to start getting some penalty points, but I really don't give a care. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're going to have to do. We need to make those changes to get people what they want, right? You want to get people what they want. So now we got one person retired. So now we need to really start making some changes because that's not really good. So now Extreme so far, their last race looking really good. 5-star Eric Rose is still world champion. These are starting to get very interesting as we go on. Cat City, they're looking great. They're getting better with their TV ratings for a couple weeks. The Excitement Wrestling Federation already looking like an interesting one. They actually are definitely exciting. And then for us ourselves, we are starting to get that true rating back. And I will say in a positive limelight, I mean, the last month, we are still kind of matching that TV rating from last month. So, on the bright side of things, we're starting to get things where we need to be. So, I will definitely say that much. So, we'll definitely save the game. Let's keep going and let's see what we can do. Already revenue wise, we are making that revenue. So we're already making half the revenue we're going to need. So scouting wise, I'm not going to focus on that right now. So now, next episode, week number 2 is underway. Now, what we're going to do for this one, we're going to go an opposed promo. Not to kick off the show. No. We're going to do. No, we're going to go Zhao Long. Oh. And this time, Ruby Rose in this one. Yes, Ruby Rose. I think Ruby Rose is a face, right? It's a baby face. Let's see. Let's see. Ruby Rose, if I could find you. I mean, Star Galaxy is also a baby face. We can do her too, but Yeah, actually, no, actually looking good. So yeah, these two look great. So we're gonna get them a heel. I mean, we're gonna give them that, and then we'll give Sarah Snow her way. But we're also gonna kick off an opening fatal 3-way to open the show. So Linda Kate will have Linda Kate on the show. Sarah Nebula in the show to open the show. And we're gonna give Sarah Hurricane her flowers, and we're gonna give her the show. So. And the championship for the world title to open the show. Right? We're going to open the show here, and we're going to give them like a 16-match opener. And for the winner, we're going to give the Patriot, we're going to give her the new champion. Actually, no, we're actually going to give Sarah Nebula the show. And actually, no, we're actually going to give Linda Kate the win, but we're going to give her the win via submission. Actually, no, we're actually going to win her by the finisher. Give her a little bit of a kind of a shocker to begin the show, man. I want to give Linda Kate the win, man. That would be great because now that's what you're going to get what you want. Next up, tag team matchups. We're going to also continue this rivalry between the Prophets and the Prey Hunters. The Prophets and the Prey Hunters. So we're going to do Prophets. And then we're actually going to do a for sure we do Night Pegasus and like this team, like the Night Pegasus and like the Too Cool crew. But we're gonna add no championship. We're gonna do like a 9-minute match, but it's gonna be a DQ match. It's gonna be a DQ with the Too Cool crew, and then that looks great. We're gonna do like a 9-minute match. Not gonna be too much, but we can do it. I mean, we're also not gonna focus on like the stipulations because you know how that is. So, but we're gonna do a 10-minute match on that one. Actually, we can do that as the main event. We can do that as the main event. So, and then for the opener, we're gonna do is we're gonna give. Who is our champions right now? Who's our champions right now? I guess we're gonna need to start scrolling down because that would be something we're gonna need to start focusing on. Okay, yeah, this guy. I think we gave him a little bit. Yeah, we do need to give a new focus on our world champions, don't we? I mean, we can get Lord Platinum, and then we can go for our world champion, kick off the show, and King Diamond wins. Or actually, yeah, King Diamond wins via pinfall, give him the push to defend the title for 12 minutes. And, you know what I mean, like I said, give these champions a little bit of a push a little bit at this point, right? I do like to see, I want to see Lord Platinum, right? Actually, let's get Prince Solar the push to get, you know, I mean, give Solar a chance for the title, but you know what I mean? King Diamond, unless he's a heel. Okay, so yeah, so King Diamond and Prodigals and Night Bronze have okay, cool. No current heat, looking great, looking good for 12 minutes, looking good, and we'll kick off the show. Pinfall, that would be going to King Diamond. Kick off the show. Give your heels a little bit of a push to start the show a little bit. So already great so far. 13 minutes, already 55 minutes. Next up is going to be a backstage promo. Backstage, and we're going to have a promo between White Sheen, build up that heat against whatever her name is. And actually, we need to do At this point, you might as well also give Sarah Tornado get called out, and then give Sarah Lightning, man. Give her the heel work. Give Sarah Lightning and Sarah Tornado their wrestling match. You might as well want to do so. You might as well want to give the push, the backstage promo. You might as well want to have her own thoughts on stuff like that. And then we'll change the options, and we'll do a. Actually, you can't do that. Well, it is what it is. Oh well, it is. I can't change anything. So next up is a triple threat match, set for one fall. Sarah Tornado gets a match. Weiss Sheen gets it into the match, and finally Queen Quartz. And Weiss Sheen wins via actually no, not submission, but via pinfall. Give her the win, give her the push, give her 13 minutes of this match. So now we're into 74 minutes in this match. So looking great so far. Profits. Okay, yeah. Edit this match. Yep, perfect. And then that will be for the main event here. So looking great so far. Honestly, we're looking promising now. And like I said, we could see this, promos kind of start building up a little bit. And then we're going to do a kind of like a backstage solo promo. Sarah Galaxy gets a promo. She will also have a promo against Sailor Rain for her for 3 minutes. Give her a little bit of a push, a little bit. At this point, you might as well want to do so. So, right, you might as well want to. So now here we go. So now 77 minutes to go. We got about 13 minutes we can pull off. So final one, we'll do a 13-minute match, a 13-minute one-on-one match. This time we're gonna do I think, did we ever have Golden Spy? Nope, we did not. Golden Spy and Sailor, and actually let's do the Sword Princess for this one. Give Golden Spy the win via submission for about 13 minutes. And actually, we'll add a stipulation of a. So we can't do much. Okay, so no heat required. So we can't do much. So segment's too long. All right. How about 10 minutes? Oh, that's perfect. Cool. Sweet. And then there you go. Looking great, man. Looking great. And I think what we'll do to even hype up the stage a little bit, hype it up. We'll have Zalong and Ruby Rose into this thing. So now it brings so much context to everything on the show. So you would think at that point, oh yeah, that would definitely help up, merch and all that jazz. So I mean, plus I was even considering doing is switch this and switch this. Yeah, switch this. Yeah, Sheen, Tornado, of course, have a match. Then watch Sheen, watch the backstage pro in the ring. And at that point, you give a little bit of understanding who they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, let's begin the show. Welcome to week number 2 to kick off January. Like I said, we're not going to do much in this one. Magical Wrestling Fridays in Leon, Mexico. So we're going to start off with the world title. And like I said, we're going to skip it. And like I said, not of a great match. But I will say, face versus heel definitely was there for a reason. The popularity for the Prodigal Son was not that hot. So now, here we go. And, interference, like I said. I mean, not that great. And also the Pegasus popularity kind of hurting them a little bit. And, oh boy, we got an injury for out for 4 weeks. Not that great. So, oof. Then Sarah Lightning, Enforcement Agency. She gets a promo. And, you know, right now, Sarah Lightning actually got a little bit of a good, decent promo score. A little bit down in popularity, but not too much. So, and then this match was not that high, but it is what it is. Sarah Galaxy is up next. And actually, she looks great. A promo score and that popularity news is looking hot. Then the Fatal 3-Way match up next. Here we go. And this match wasn't really like... Okay. So yeah. It wasn't like a... But at least Sheen at least got some popularity over this one, so... Meanwhile, while Sheen is doing that, here comes the backstage promo. And like I said, that promo, man, looks great. I mean, a 9 secondary championship face versus heel. I mean, now at this point, Ruby Rose did lose her popularity, and she did lose her popularity a little bit. And then for the main event, the Hurricanes are Nebula and Linda Kane. Here we go. And, the Patriot wins. She wins it, got a popularity boost. And they got 11 for an audience boost. So, and the title change was a little bit of a boost. So, and like I said, the ratings doesn't look that great, but on the ticket side of things, it looks like it can be a promise. But yeah, we still got a lot of work to do to improve. Now it looks like King Emerald, selling and work rate doesn't look that great. So we'll probably need to give Emerald that. Broken Heart, Lord Gold, and the ending of a serious relationship has left this wrestler broken hearted. So we need to give Lord Golden a little bit of a push as well. And on the bright side of things, at least we're getting money out of the card now. So now we don't have to worry about it. So now we do need to start really getting ourselves into a situation now where we can start booking matches. So let's go ahead and do. So here's what we're going to do. Now, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so it's like 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, you got a total of 10 even. So that's pretty good for a tag team division. Which is something you definitely want to have a little bit of that mix. You do not want to have it like uneven, because at that point you're absolutely going to be so cooked. So, but anyway, yeah, this past week wasn't a great show, but we can actually, I know we're just starting. So let's get into next week. So far, so good. Let's start off with a tag team match, a tag team title match between King Emerald and Lord Silver, going against 1-on-1 with Star Draco. Change this one to the Golden, and then we need to change this one to the Prodigal Son Bronze. This one's going to be a 14-minute match. This is the Profits, right? So and then we're gonna do is change this real quick, and like I said, no. Then we're gonna do a 16-minute match, and then the winner's going to be Team 1. And it's going to be a DQ for team number 2. So for the tag team titles, actually, I don't think. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that one. No tag team titles, but we are going to bump up that feud a little bit. But then we're going to have a one-on-one match between King Diamond. This will be the main event too, so Psychology. Let me look here. We got the Jester, Blue Star, Night Pegasus. Let me also get Night Pegasus a chance for the card. So you get Night Pegasus, and then I'm gonna do is give Jester. Actually, no. Let's give Night Phoenix a match. Give Pegasus the push a little bit, and then give him the pinfall. And then give him a 13-minute match to open the card up. For a fatal three-way now. We got a fatal three-way between Linda Kane, White Sheen, and we got... no, we're not doing that one. Where is heel? It's Fair Supernova. Face versus heel. Now, we're going to let Linda Kane win, but only because of interference. And the interfering wrestler is going to be Yang Xiaolong. So, at this point, Xiaolong does not want Wai Sheen to have the match. And like I said, I want to give her at least a 12-minute match. And this is going to be for the world title. That's going to open the show a little bit. Like I said, I want this to be an opener because now at that point, now, now Ruby Rose is going to call out. You know what I mean? So let me see here. And then they're gonna call her out for the championship, give her that hype up promo a little bit, call her out for it, and then kick things off. And then for the triple three-way, we're gonna do a little bit of a different match. Friends out of media for the main event. Night Supernova and Night Meteor. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna give Prince Enemy the win, finish her, give him about a 13-minute match, and this will be for the minor TV title to main event. So already a good start, right? Oh wait, there's gonna be more. So now we're going to have an in-ring opposed promo between King Diamond and Night Braun. That's going to be the kind of the promo to this. I mean, it seems like we can't do nothing else. So Prince Solar, let's see. Does Prince Solar have a feud right now? Night Oron, Sword Princess, Golden Spy. Ooh, let's do that. Look at the full roster real quick. Cancel that real quick. Go back to the post promos real quick. Night Oron and King Diamond. Okay, so Night Oron, right? And Prince, let's go with Super, I mean, like I said, Nebula and Sarah Supernova. In the meanwhile, we'll also have a promo coming for Sarah Galaxy and Sarah Rain. Or we can actually go with Sarah Nebula. And then we'll do, for this one, we'll do a promo in the Sword Princess and the Knight Alicia Thomas. Gotta give these two a few to this. I mean, these two are also known for each other. So now we got a little bit, and then let's do a final one with a three-way match. There are Nebula, Boxer, Sailor Hurricane, Final Golden Spy, which is perfect. The Hurricane gets the finish, and she gets her submission for about a 10-minute match. No title, everything's perfect. Just the way I like it. So now, on to the show. All right. All right, try to stretch real quick. All right, we're in Mexico still. Triple threat match for the title. And, you know, they didn't like, it seemed like it was not a great start, but, you know what I mean? It was a primary championship to open the show. So, now, Ruby Rose is calling them out, and it looks like a very interesting promo. Looking very good. That usage was really good. Very interesting, the game changers for their match. And it was a decent match. 9 audience. You know, the Prodigal Son popularity was not looking great, and it looks like Night Pegasus and Night Phoenix. And it looks like Night Pegasus does get a little bit of a boost. But also, like, Phoenix got injured, so be out for 4 weeks. Now a triple threat match to start to be in the middle of the card, and we kind of, you know, it looks like, you know, Sarah Hurricane's getting her popularity in there, but it is what it is with that. Next up, Sword Princess and Alicia Thomas, and this one looks interesting. Both got liked, both got popularized. Face versus heel, this is perfect. So, triple threat match. And it's a yellow one. The 14 secondary title, 12 match score. And now it looks like there's no fitness, but like I said, it's a popularity and all that, so looking great. And we did beat the Tornado Extreme Champ Wrestling for TV ratings. We're actually got ourselves back in the fray on things. Looking good. That's pretty good, and actually we got ourselves a little bit better on week number 3 than weeks 1 and 2. So we're knowing what we're booking. We're knowing what we're booking. We're knowing what we're building, and we're knowing how we're handling the show. And at least the open segment, the closing segment looks great. So now, the Jester Blue Star, a negative report about this register in the dirt sheets has caused fans to turn against them. So -10 so far. And it looks like we do got some injuries a little bit along the way. Night Titan has a pull going for 4 weeks, and Night Phoenix will be out for 4 weeks. So we'll be back. They'll both will be back in February of next month. So that means we're going to have to sign some new talent probably sooner enough. But once we get that figured out. But I mean, so far so good, right? We're looking okay. I mean, we're kind of looking like so far we having that heat soul, right? All right. King Emerald's retiring. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. King Emerald also retiring. So we already have like 2 wrestlers retire. We have No, this is 2025. So we kind of are starting 2025. Okay. Queen America and King Emerald retiring. That's freaking nuts. That's crazy. We're already losing wrestlers left and right today. I guess they just didn't like the culture of the company. They're not liking it. They're not getting a push. What's going on here? That's why I said I kind of felt like the Queen American one, like her retiring that really like after that first episode, that's crazy. That's like, oh, we're just having a one woman show that one, like a one show wonder, which is kind of crazy, but at the same time, we did really good last week. We're looking better than we usually happen, so that's looking great. Now we're into the final show, the go home for New Year's Beatings. And after that, we'll kind of end the YouTube stream there. So we'll kind of end it there for the YouTube side of things. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a 2-hour break. I'm going to end the stream in general. But I'll be back with a second stream on the Twitch side, but not on the YouTube side. It'll be a little bit of a separate stream. So thank you guys for coming in today. I greatly appreciate you all coming in. Also, what's crazy is Excitement Wrestling Federation. They're like really doing good. Like Hulk Hogan, what the hell are you doing, man? What are you doing, brother? I don't know, dude. But yeah, so next show. I feel like that should be a sound, like a channel pointer name called "What You Doing, Brother," and like have that whole sound effect. That would be fucking great. Anyway, in ring, backstage, and solo promos. In ring and backstage. Okay, so we're gonna start this off with a tag team championship match. It's gonna be a females tag team match for the supermodels, but we are going to go in and do this heel match with Alicia Thomas and Sarah Lightning. Now here's where it gets interesting. They're gonna have Alicia Thomas and Sarah Lightning get the push with the finisher. Clean finish, 13 minutes clean finish. I'm curious, what happens if, let's say, I do cheating? Is there any change? Nope, I guess not. We're gonna do a finisher. We're gonna do a 13-minute match, and this is gonna be for the tag team titles. Now I was about to say about cheating. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, okay, that's interesting. Let's do that then, because the ceiling says there's a heat change. So that's pretty good. That means that there's some change here. So. But yeah, we're going to start that off with a good sweep. Then we'll do a backstage promo between, let's do Golden Spy and the Sword Princess. Let's do that one. Let's do Zhao Wong. Actually, let's change this one to Wai Shin to call out Zhao Wong. We need to do that. It would basically help out a lot on her part. Now, it says here the popularity doesn't look great, so I guess maybe Ruby Rose, maybe? Okay, I guess not. So Wai Shin, and then we're going to do maybe this one. I mean, we might as well do so. At this point, you want to give Zhao Long a lot of, like, she needs to be like the one kind of bragging on and on about some things, but you know what I mean? Now this one, the Prophets and the Too Cool Crew. Meanwhile, we'll have the Night Meteor and King Eclipse. Now, they're supposed to be, I guess I assume, their faces. Lord Golden, maybe. Lord Golden. And this one. And then for night, let's change this one to Star Lord Platinum and the Renegade Night Meter for about 13 minutes for a championship match. Give Prey Hunters the win and give them the pinfall. Clean match. Sorry, no. We're not gonna no title, but clean, basically clean finish. Give Nightmare the win, and give Star Lord Platinum Nightmare the push. That's all you need. Give them the push at that point. Give them like something that they want to watch. So next up is gonna be a fatal 4-way. So these are gonna get very interesting where I am. Sarah Nebula. And then we'll have Sarah Tornado. And we're gonna have add one face versus heel. Give Supernova the win via pinfall. And then give them like 18 minutes. Like give them at least 18 minutes of the show at this point. Give them something to watch, right? And then for the championship, now already we're gonna do is King Diamond and Knight Bronze. Let's do that. Let's change this real quick. Let's do a post promo. King Diamond. You know what I mean? We might as well do that, right? And we'll start doing that promo. And then we'll do, to conclude this show, let's do like a in-ring promo. Call them out. Like I said, again, making the show look great. And then let's go ahead and do. There we go. Sarah Hurricane. Sarah Snow. Actually, let's give did we give Sarah Fire? And let's give Sarah Snow that push. And then we're gonna do a submission. Give her like a 10-minute match. All right, looking great now. Man, I'm in such a pickle, am I? We might as well go ahead and do a main event, maybe. Ruby Rose versus oh, you know what we should do? Sarah Hurricane and the Golden Spy. Give them a match. And then give Sarah Hurricane the win via finisher. 10 minutes. And then let's go with a change this real quick. Yep, we might as well do it and do that. So and let's do that here. So main event this, but then kind of give these single matches some importance. So all right, looking good. So we kind of fell at the show. All right, let's get started. We're live in Saltillo, Mexico. And we kind of opened in a kind of a rough start. 7-point score. Not so much, but now a fatal four-way match. Okay, interesting. Match score number 9. King Diamond and the Prodigal Son. Ooh, this one did really good. This one is like a 12-point audience. Did really, really good. Okay, night run Prince out of media. We did like again. I feel like this is gonna be nothing more but a promo show, so we'll have those matches, but I feel like these are gonna be like kind of like expedition match. So, and then this match was all right. It wasn't that great, but we'll see what we can do. And then promo time. Again, a 11. I mean, definitely giving that long, a little bit of annoying, but they're looking great. And then for the tag team match, they kind of did, you know what I mean? So we kind of didn't do great, unlike last week, but what are you going to do, especially the injuries you're having? So, I mean, what are you going to do? So, but we are making money. So, all right, time for the pay-per-view. I mean, we're not doing great, but at the same time, we're just keeping on. That's all we're doing. Now for the pay-per-view. This is going to be a 2-hour show, which means we need to start kind of taking this a little different approach. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do is our main event first. So, we need to give King Diamond, and Night Bronze, the Prodigal Son. Yep, we're looking good. Any stipulations we can do? Nope, we cannot do anything with that 3E. So, we're going to do a 14-minute match. There you go. And then for that, we're going to give King Diamond that defending. Let's give Night Bronze to win. Give him the upset at this point. Finisher, book that up, main event. So, now we're on to the opener with the Tag Team Championships up for grabs. Now, we can do the Profits and Too Cool Crew or the Supermodels and Enforcement Agency. Let's do this then. Let's do this. Give them one more extra match. Give them that, and then give them the DQ. And then that's for me for the opener show. So we already got that out of the way. So now, all that's out of the way now. Now we need to do a triple threat match for Zhang Long's World Heavyweight title match. Wai Shin, and finally, we're going to do this. Have a crazy finish, but we're doing it. We're doing this. We're going to give Ruby Rose the finish. And we're going to do we're going to give her the pinfall shocker. Kind of like the shocking pinfall. And we're going to do a 20-minute match. We're going to give them the money where they're getting with their mouth full on this one. I mean, after all, it's really going to be a big match. So next up, Boxers are Hurricane and Spy. So this is going to be a mid card. So Sarah Nebula, Sarah Supernova. Supernova wins. It will be in a submission, and it'll be a 12-minute match. No stipulation. I mean, there's no stipulation. No, we cannot do anything on that, so that's fine. And actually, this should be the main event. This should be the main event. That would be this, then this. And then we'll do another tag team, but this is going to be a male show, so that's going to be like... Um... Hmm. 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 Yeah, we're kind of in a sticky situation, aren't we? So, Prince Solar. Nice. There you go. That's a good one. But we're going to give Rayner's win. Be a finisher. Make it like a 12-minute, 11-minute match. Go ahead and do so. So now we're already 86 minutes in. Like I said, a decent show so far. We're doing great. Now we got some normal matches in the helm now. So we got that. So let's do a backstage promo. Let's do Alicia Thomas and the Sword Princess. Let's do that one. No promo so far. So let's do a 1v1. Let's do Sarah Tornado and Sarah Hurricane. So we can't do that one. Let's do Lord Nakamoto. Let's do that one. Sarah Tornado wins, sit push, and then we're gonna give her the finisher for the win for about a 10-minute match. That draws you the mid card, so you might as well give your mid cards kind of a push a little bit. Start off like an early mid carder. So over here, so like I said, Sarah Tornado, like these two will start facing their shows. And then a tag team match. And then we'll go ahead and do... And then let's do a one-on-one again. Friends, I mean, can I Oron maybe? Okay. Alright. Good night or on the win. Finisher. Give them the brand new champion. Give Night Aura on the push. Like I said, at this point, this is perfect. 5 minutes on the total show. There you go. Let's go ahead and do it. So, we'll kind of end the YouTube side of things. Here we go. Let's get started. Welcome to Naclopan, Mexico for this one. For the women's tag team title for New Year's Beatings. And this one was alright. It wasn't the best opener, but it was good. Unfortunately, she won it, defend the title. Sarah Nebula and Sarah Supernova. I knew that was going to happen. It was not going to be what I thought it was going to be, but it is what it is with that one. For the night TV title. And that was a decent one. And, you know, new title change. Everyone decently liked it, not too much. Yeah, this one wasn't great. It was like, what, a three, you know what I mean? It wasn't that of a match, but Here we go, singles match. This one wasn't great either. Like I said, these are mid-card ones, but for the triple threat match for the Senshi TV title, actually the crowd likes it. They were all exhausted, but you know what I mean? Now for the world title on the line, and the audience love for the new title, new champion. That's great. That's awesome. And 15.7, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. We kind of didn't do the whole, like, you know, promos as much because I was like, was afraid we're not going to have enough TV time. So we might as well went a little bit all the way on that one. But hey, we did good. Okay, the Prince Solar, Sapphire. Yeah, we had some guys we didn't do much of yet, but it is what it is. Okay, Lord Golden got interviews bumped up, and then Night Pixis to the low charisma. So after watching too many superhero movies, this was for now no sells that are opponent's offense, -1 selling. Okay, so Sarah Snow is kind of like, I'm shooting, brother. That's basically what she is now, which is ironic because she's a tomboy. So what'd you expect? So we're gonna save the game here one more time. And I always say that this was definitely something that they needed. This was definitely something they needed last week. So definitely a nice little turnaround they needed. So a little bit better. I mean, let's look at what happened first week. First week was 15.5. Next week was a 12.9. Wasn't great. 15.2, we did really good. Then we kind of went down a little bit, take 2 steps back, and then the pay-per-view, we did so much better than our last week. So we did a little bit better. We're still in that work of progress, like, hey, okay, we need to start changing some things along the way. So we'll see how that does for episode 1 of January, but we'll see. Like I said, we got a lot to do, a lot of, you know what I mean? We got a lot to do for that. But anyway, thank you guys for the YouTube side. Thank you guys for coming in. I'm not going to end the stream for Twitch yet, but thank you guys for coming in. I'm going to go ahead and end the YouTube side of things. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you all later. Thank you for coming into the YouTube stream. Bye.